Okay. Good day, good love, good light. I hope we're live streaming. I'm not seeing anything just yet, so I just wanted to say hi and see if perhaps we have a small delay. Thank you all for your patience. I appreciate all of you who have joined us today. Yep, I see myself now live streaming, so I think we're good to go. Welcome. Thank you all. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Bree, for all of your help, your patience. My buddy Will out there too. Thank you so much. And all of you for waiting as we make this transition in our technology. Thank you for joining us for Wednesdays with Wendy. And we're doing this a whole new, brand new way. And we really appreciate it. Google Hangouts is no longer available to us. So thanks to Bree and Will and technology switching and making this new transition. And thank you, Linda Hack, our buddy Linda, for her help helping us live stream today while we make this transition. Thank you so much again for being here. Wow, I just had to take a breath. It's been over an hour now, so I appreciate all you out there waiting and all of you who've been in the Hangout waiting for us and those out in the live chat. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I'm not sure where to start right now. So maybe, how about if we start with, if you'd like to join us in the room today, I'm just going to let Bree go right into that really quick. Thanks, and let all of you know if you'd like to come in and hang out with us. She'll let you know how to get the link, and we'll just kind of go from there.
Okay, sounds good. All right, well, hi everybody. We're here. It took a little while. So you guys can go to Wendy's website, languagesoflights.com/blog. On her blog page is where we post the information for these weekly Hangouts, and the participation link is in the blog for today, August 7th. And so I also had posted that in the YouTube live chat, so you guys can find that there. Let's see what else. Well, we are in Zoom today instead of Google Hangouts, so we actually don't have a cap anymore. In this room right now, we can have up to 100 people join us. So if you guys want to pop in, we don't have the 10 participant limit, which is really cool. I think that's a blessing. And let's see, I think that's really all I need to explain as far as the technical aspects. We have a live chat feature in the room, so you guys can chat in this Zoom room. And then I am also watching the YouTube live chat, and we will be participating with you guys on the live chat, which we love because you guys are helping to co-create these webinars.
Oh, and Bree, maybe let everybody know now that we're in Zoom. Maybe if you don't have Zoom or not familiar with it, maybe just let everybody know really quick how to get there and get in the room.
Yeah, thank you. So if you're using a computer, it's the easiest because all you have to do is click on the link in the blog comments of Wendy's blog. When you click on the Zoom link on a computer, it should just pop up. It should just come up. You don't have to install anything. But if you're using a mobile device like a phone or a tablet, you do have to have the Zoom app installed on your phone or tablet. Once you install that Zoom app, you can come right in. So that's just something for you guys to know is if you're on a mobile device, get the app. Otherwise, if you have any technical difficulties, type in the YouTube live chat. And I'll troubleshoot with you guys as we're going along here. Okay?
Yes, thank God for Bree. I'll tell you, we spent literally the last hour, you guys. Well, it was more than that because I realized as we were getting ready to set up, and actually Bree and I we were trying to meet early, and it was a good thing I clicked on it early because I'm like, uh-oh, something's wrong. So my apologies to all of you. I didn't realize Google Hangouts was going away on the 1st of August. I thought it was until the end. So my apologies for that. I was not aware of that. So, and bear with us and with me for the new view and everything. So I actually use Zoom all the time. I like it a lot. I'm sure at some point I'm going to have to make the transition myself and, you know, get a Zoom room of my own. So I just wanted to thank Bree and Linda and Will for his expertise as well for making this possible today, and say hello to everybody. Wow. I also, boy, we all have to just take a breath here. And wow, it kind of made all of us sort of, me specifically, you know, shift my train of thought here. But, you know, it's kind of funny because even when I think about the things that they, the guides, our team, my team, your team want to chat about, it's kind of funny because when I've got it all planned out, you know, there's usually other plans. And so that's one of the things that I think I really wanted to touch on today a little bit, was also about spontaneity and synchronicity, and how this has been one of the biggest challenges for me, especially over the last several weeks, is accepting my higher self and my team's got my back, and to stop trying to control everything, and to stop beating myself up when things don't go the way I think they're supposed to go, and then judging myself because of that. And that wasn't even anything I wanted to talk about today, but boom, there we go. So I guess it kind of catapulted me right into that, because to be honest with you guys, I probably would have just said, sorry, I can't do this today because of my own technological lack of expertise, if you will. But, you know, right away it was, you know, Bree gets on there and she's like, okay, where's Will? And Will's been testing this. And then when things didn't work the way we had anticipated, it was like, well, we cannot do it today, or we can try something else, or we can. And so Bree, I will have to say, is the kind of person that she won't let me give up usually. But I have to say, I think the other mirror side of that coin is I think that we do that for each other. And I don't think I let her give up and let her off the hook very easily either. So I think that's a great mirror for us all.
And I'm grateful and sometimes overly emotional about how blessed we all are, because we all have, you know, our own forms of just really strong connections that help push us in the direction we want to go. And we can be very thankful for that. And yeah, we've all set this up right ahead of time.
Absolutely.
And assisted in our journey.
And everything has been a mirror for me about that the last few weeks, about just allowing, but also understanding the power we have to, you know what I've been caught up with, you guys, is this whole, and I think we humans have this, once we are awake and aware a little bit of our own power that we have to create our own reality. I think sometimes we get stuck in that, then why isn't my reality the way I want it? And then beating ourselves up because it's not exactly the way I want it. And then it's like, well, wait a minute. And again, it's a compass. It's a mirror of where currently our vibration is. It's not the synchronicity isn't the message. The synchronicity is you're in it. The synchronicity is this is a mirror of the vibration you're in, whatever that synchronicity is, whatever that is. And so a lot of that has been in the forefront of my reality lately, about accepting other people where they are, and I'm not even sure where I want to go with that. Accepting other people where they are, and realizing that it's also this. Okay, so say you have a circumstance where you're having a circumstance with a particular person or situation, and it's very challenging, very difficult. And you ask yourself, then what does that say about my vibration that I would create this particular circumstance? And yet we tend to look at it as, oh, this thing is happening to me and it's negative, therefore I'm having a negative experience. And to shift that, to be able to have that awareness, to shift that and to say, okay, is that vibration serving me? and how to realize that realizing that situation does not have to affect me in a negative way, and me reacting to that situation differently now is our compass. That is our compass of growth and advancement and change. And so anyway, that's one of the things that has been in the forefront for me. So where does light language come in with that? So I have found recently that because I haven't been speaking as many light languages as I've been wanting to, I haven't been able to share in the manner and the frequency of which I'm accustomed. So I found myself actually realizing the power that my own light languages have in my own healing processes, and how when I don't use them, how jacked up I get, how it literally it'll, by not using them more, and I say using them, by sharing them, I'm speaking to me, they're speaking through me, I'm speaking through me. It's it's a kaleidoscope of mirrors. I don't really sometimes know how to describe what I'm feeling and what I'm seeing. And it's healing, it's receiving and sending healing at the same time. And one of the reasons why we come together and we gather this way is because light languages allows us to, it assists us with connecting with each other, our other star families, our parallel reality beings of ourselves, excuse me, other versions of ourselves. It helps us see, become aware of how we're shifting through those parallel realities moment by moment, and that we have this ability to change time and perceive time by how we can experience time differently by how we look at the world, and how light languages helps me change the way I look at the world. And there's been so many interesting synchronicities these last few days, of course, because every single time you have a synchronicity, it's letting you know that you're becoming more and more and more aware of the fact that it's a mirror, a reflection of where you currently are vibrationally. And see, now I'm having some throat chakra stuff going on right now, really bad right now. So excuse me, I apologize. I'll mute in a second and get a drink of water. And it's funny because as soon as Bree can appreciate this, and I wanted to also thank Bree and Linda for all the work that they've been doing on this light language event that we're having in Fort Lauderdale. It was funny because as I'm clearing my throat, I'm visualizing the event, and I'm like, okay, what's up with that? I'm having this process while I'm having this conversation with you guys of all of a sudden, I'm having this situation. I'm talking about how I haven't been speaking light languages, how I realized I've been depriving myself of my own healing as well as healing for others because I've been depriving myself of that. How right now, just having this conversation with you guys and talking about this, clearing my own throat chakra, very oddly. And as I'm having this throat chakra thing, I'm starting to think about the event.
I thought about it too, as soon as you started to cough. So that's
very interesting. So
yeah.
I realize right now, you guys, this is a process that I'm sharing about how I apply light languages in my own life, and how right now I'm experiencing and I'm explaining to you my process of what's happening to me right now about my own apprehensions and my own fearful thoughts and how they have been paralyzing me and preventing me from sharing and speaking my light languages to help myself heal. And look what's happening to me right now. So I realize, and this is something that I wanted to reiterate, that they want to reiterate right now, because I wanted to tell you guys too, that every single word is channeling of this team, my guides, your guides. And they're always evaluating the level of frequency that all of us are at in every given moment as you watch, as we interact together, as to what information is being shared. And now, as you can see, there's not one single thing that I thought I was going to share today. It all went right out my mind. I mean, completely, I'm completely a blank. So clearly, clearly, this is what we're supposed to talk about. So this is how kind of that happens. And I realized that my own self-worth and value has been completely tied up, and let me add another word to that, you guys. My lack of self-worth and self-value has been evident and has been rearing its ugly horns lately, because I have not been practicing my own healing abilities. And so with that said, I really am going to I'm going to mute, and I'm going to get a drink of water.
Great.
And then Bree, I want to say hi to everybody in the room, and I would love if everybody gave a light language blessing. But first of all, Bree, if you could let everybody know about the event.
Sure.
In case you aren't sure what the hell I'm talking about.
We have exciting news about the event. So, because now everything has been confirmed, so I can excitedly talk about it instead of what? I don't know. We are going to be doing live streaming. So our event is next Friday and Saturday, August 16th and 17th. In Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And because of some people, basically due to popular demand, people are like, can we live stream this, please? Because we can't fly to Florida. Well, if you for some reason cannot, last minute, get yourself to the beautiful beach, then we are offering the live stream tickets. We have them posted. They are on our Eventbrite page. You can go to languagesoflights.com/events on Wendy's events page. All the information for our event is there. The event is called Power and Purpose of Light Language. We're doing it with Linda Lee Hack, who was the organizer. This idea came to her through spirit, and she kind of kept getting poked, like, do a light language event in Florida. Do a light language event in Florida. What? So then she was led to find Wendy and I, and she was asking, okay, I'll do an event, but you guys need to lead me to the right people to do this with, because I'm not just going to be sitting here in my house, And so now we are all co-creating this together, and we want to co-create it with you. It's going to be an interactive event all day long on Saturday. It starts at 9 a.m. Eastern time, and it ends at 6 p.m. We have a sound bath at the end of the day, which there's going to be light language. It's going to be so beautiful. Sherry Kaplan is coming to join us to do a professional sound bath. This is what she does for a living. This is not like some experimental, let me hit some instrument and see what happens. She is the real deal. Also, I am doing a light language activation to activate people's ability to speak light language, if that's something you're interested in doing. And there's going to be all the goodies included for Wendy and Linda are going to be doing live readings. Wendy will be doing oracle card readings, light language activations, basically receiving information about specific audience members if they wish, and Wendy receives all sorts of information from galactic history to, soul, fractal, I mean, gosh, you name it. It really.
And I'm excited about creating codes for people. That really. Yes. that excites me a lot to just kind of tap into somebody's vibration and just create some activation codes just for them that, it makes me feel really good to be able to do that. So I'm really looking forward to doing that with people.
Yeah, because you do that in
I do it in
sessions.
sessions, but I've never done it live with people. So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
yeah,
really with people.
yeah.
Like you guys aren't people, but you know what I mean.
Well, Wendy just bought a little notepad. Like she often shows her light language symbols on notepads, while we're doing these webinars and stuff. So she bought a fresh one that's going to be specifically for the event. And actually, we'll see, because it's going to be interactive with all the people that we're live streaming with too. You guys will be able to chat in Q&A, essentially like a live chat, and you are going to help us create the event. It's kind of like how we do these webinars in a sense where we want to hear what people have to say, and we want to share what people have to say, because again, light language is still pretty new of a concept here on this planet, and we're all figuring this out together, and we all have different experiences and we have different viewpoints, and we want to share them together. So again, go to languagesoflights.com/events to check out the information about the power and purpose of light language that is happening next Friday and Saturday in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, which will be live streamed. Tickets are up for sale. So thanks guys for checking that out. We're really excited to be able to do that next week. And
I believe it's already here.
I know. I'm driving my butt down to Tennessee next Wednesday. I'll be driving. Actually, speaking of that, Wendy, we should probably talk about that.
Yeah.
Are we announcing what are we doing for next Wednesday for the webinar?
Oh, yeah. And in light of all of this situation right here, yeah, you guys, I don't know. We may be taking a break next week. I forgot because Bree's gonna be driving to Tennessee on Wednesday, and being a whole new arena here. With the Zoom room and stuff, I probably won't be able to broadcast next Wednesday. So, geez, I'm glad that we persevered a little bit today then.
Me too. So that's fine. So next week, guys, you do your awesome thing and shine your light on the earth. And thanks for doing that. So we'll take a break, but we will be back the following Wednesday.
Yes, we're hoping to do one here with Bree here at my house. After we get back, we can tell you all about the event. And in the meantime, if you guys have missed any of our Wednesdays, please do, if you have the opportunity to go back and check out a few of them. Plus two, I want to remind you guys, something I really forget to share with all of you is, I even forget. I've got over 1,000 videos that I've recorded over the years that people still send me comments on that ones from years ago. We have to remember that this information is new every time we hear it. And every time I watch an event, or every time I listen to a channel over again, how many times do we listen to the same Abraham stuff over and over, or Cryon, or Bashar, or any of the channelers that we have come to love as a part of our journey? That's, we receive new stuff every single time we listen and watch it. You hear something new. So, and this has been a huge part of what light languages have done for me. It has helped me discover these connections, and vice versa, with my star families and with my own self-healing. I actually asked myself to speak languages to help myself. I did it with an intention of saying, please help me release these thoughts and beliefs that are still not, that I've not illuminated yet, that are still creating me to think things about myself that I know are not true, that take me into a place of not seeing my own divinity. And then how that escalates upon itself, because then when I feel I'm not doing my job then I feel even worse about myself. Because so you're not only not doing the work, but then you're not applying the work. And then then you feel shitty about yourself because you're not doing the work. So then you just don't do the work. Yeah. And it becomes this spiral, as we've talked about before, and how light languages have been able to raise me up to where they even said to me the other night, I was not planning on doing a video, and yet I never am. It just that kind of happens that way. And it was about recognizing the need to apply my own languages with my own intentions, and yet put it out there. And all I could hear in my head was, well, in my heart really, was everything that you're going through, just as you've always known, is a blessing in disguise. Everything is a blessing in disguise. And that was the message that they said was part of that light language transmission, if you will, was to let everybody know that no matter how we're perceiving it in that moment, hindsight is always 2020, and everything is always a blessing in disguise. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter. And even though the challenges that I was having, once again, and this was not just in one area of my life, but it was reflecting in many areas of my life, many, it was not just. And so then I'm really going, what the heck is going on here? Why am I creating this? And one bit by one, I'm receiving the information about why I'm thinking this way I'm thinking. Why am I? And so, and that's what came out in the video the other night is that this message doesn't need a translation. It's about that you've got to stop needing to control the blessings in disguise, and that excitement and fear are the same thing with a different filter. And we need to recognize that excitement and fear are the same thing with a different filter. Fear is just lack of love for your excitement, lack of belief in your own excitement, and believing that something needs to be a particular way in order for it to be the best day of your life. And I have never been, I was always in a position in my life where I had to control everything at a very young age. So therefore, when you can't control things, it's the sign from, of course, that we shouldn't be, and that we should be allowing. And so I just wanted to share some of this stuff with you, because these are the things when I say, I, Wendy, see and draw to me through divine love those beings who seek enlightenment through my process, and that the sharing will elevate us both now. That I truly believe that these sharings do elevate us all. And so with that said, I'm going to elevate us all with a light language message blessing. I wanted to thank all of you once again out there for being so patient and waiting for us as we got through our broadcast issues today. Thank to all of you right now who are watching, interacting. And remember that all of you who are interacting in this gathering, whether it's now or now in any way, shape, or form, are giving permission to your higher selves, your star families, source, yourself, that you are the most important thing, that your spirit and your growth, that you are giving permission to all that is, that I am ready for more. And I know I'm amazing. So remember that, you guys, cannot be in this room together, and you're all in the master's class. We all are.
It's a good time to jump in and say hello.
Hi, girl. So yes, hi, Elle, Bree, Ivy, Will, Peg. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out. And once again, if you guys want to hang out in our Zoom room here and join us. And again, you guys, even if you're still got the little jitters, one of the things that we used to do was come in the Hangouts with our camera off and our sound off, just so we could be in the energy in the room. So don't be afraid to hang out, even if you think you've got nothing to share, even if you think you've got that you don't want to be on camera. You don't need to be.
And if you don't speak light languages, that's okay too.
That's the best part.
A light language only gathering.
Exactly. It's not like we're exclusive to only those that's on the contrary, you guys. Yeah. That's part of the beauty of these gatherings, is if you want to learn more. Do you have questions? Do you want to be in the room and ask the question? Do you want to learn more about light languages? Even if you don't, do you want to get activated? Whatever, even if you don't. So yeah, it's about all of that. So I don't want anybody to feel that this is exclusive. That's the reason we do this, is because it's inclusive, and that it shines the light on everybody. And I wanted to thank Ivy again for sending me the cute little pictures today of our growing cosmic kitties. And she's added a little bunny rabbit to the mix too. So we've got the, what do we want to call them? Rainbow rabbit or something. I don't know. So yeah, soto sheatia sono telakosha orusa na telakaso machonete elaki janate. Everything is about raising our vibrations, and healing again is about raising our vibration to a frequency in which we no longer carry the crystalline, the crystallization of the thoughts and beliefs and patterns that do not exist with this version of that which we choose.
Are no longer
in this now
serving us.
Exactly. And that is what healing truly is. And all of us are vessels for healing, for self and others. And if we walk out into the world knowing this and emitting this light, all you have to do is know it to emit it. So I'm going to set the stage at this moment and set the sacred space right now. And I'd like to share a light language message. And if Bree would like to go next, and then anybody who wishes to go in what order, if you'd like to either leave your name here or, in the side chat here, or just raise your hand. We got the new raise your hand button here. So maybe I should let the moderator tell y'all what to do.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, however you guys want to do that. But yeah, go for it, Wendy, please.
Okay. And thanks, Will, again for your help beforehand with all of the setting up with this. Yes, I love you all for being here. Because now it is such an honor for me to see each and every one of you as a reflection of me. How light languages has taught me to be kinder and gentler to myself. And then when I see my own reflection in your eyes and your being in your light, that I am gentler with you and your reflection of me. That I can be more compassionate and understanding. Now, more vulnerable and expressive. Less needing to control. The mask. The words. My heart. And I have all of you to thank for that. Jama ola kasono sobeleanaki, isho sesanase. For each and every one of you has honored me with the gift of your presence as a reflection, as a co-creation. Naitashanase. Zemoshone ila kosomozuna chaja isha, jarozu barianda kirjana setoza, zanatesha zuna dabaloko. And as each and every one of us venture out into our natural world, izamozonache, becoming our natural selves, zomoshateki, zamajenate, lajunate, hearts open, masks fall. The need to hide our expressions, our bodies. It all falls away. With the crystalline tears that we release as we become aware of a new version of ourselves. And the effect that this version has on another. How it lights their experience and helps them see their connection to source, their own beauty, their own light. So Moshoto Kiata. So many of you are afraid to step up because then you will be then show yourselves what you are capable of. And once you know your capability, no longer can you shy away. Yet that change creates fear. What will happen if my life changes, if I become all that I choose to be? What will fall away? What will I gain? And you talk yourselves right out of your joy. Allow these illuminations, these transformational transmissions to help you dissolve the crystalline structures of carrying the weight that is no longer a part of your existence as heavy, old luggage, baggage, or dragging behind you with the broken wheels. Let it go. For when you share your heart, you allow another to see their own reflection. The gift that you have come to give and receive. So we thank you once again for this interchange, this exchange of energy as we express our love and perspectives as we receive yours. For we see more of our light as you see more of yours. And we see yours growing brighter and brighter. Shiatose, as sparks becoming full-blown fires. Zemosote, burning all over the planet, sending smoke signals to each other. Nosheneke, by way of love and energy and thought and intention. Noshoneteshe, healing. Miakashaneseteliako. Boshonete. Shiasobadiantoriamakora koshete senase tayana. Shanapoleana niatoriambako shanate la kitchashana sendete. Seseana tebokoya shole shanekelake shanate. Piata shanase. Iana. And we now offer each and every one of you that desires to share, to please feel free. If you'd like to begin, Bree.
Thank you, Wendy. It's beautiful. Ni I o to shao sanne, I iao ara ane, kiante sha kiant aise, kyo ote shu ai ia ha. Mot auer ash anane ane ane anhai ane anhai ane tia tia ane atoshi kesi ane ataoso totoshi si ane ane ato ototo te shiki ane tatatai o toshu ui ya oto ahai no to kiato shiki au ara ai no to te shiki si atotoshi ara ai satata yototo shiki andi andi anti 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 esi anti atoshi esi ai ia ayayot o ayat ant ayash ayor ot aik and ishi yes to so ni anana neta to shik ar ish to iti ni to ti to shoto a yo hai ni a to wa ya yo to ya o shuti ioto uto I tiato tieshikiniat ish ayato und aik eret ash eayan aik iak enia anti elsio uto shiki ioto yeshini anana to tati to sho uehi hia hoto huahara ania are ena ayan ayas otoe iat au esh o Ianao etia so to shiki is so to shiki ar ayo so to shikosu no to hutu 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 shusu to no I yo hi to hi haya no to hey atao shao wa ianao wa atao wa har ao ti shan yo to o hai. Wow, what a cool ending.
Nice, amazing ending. Ready for the clap.
I am sweating.
Woo!
Woo! It's like all of a sudden, whoo! So much energy, so much energy. Ellie, L, please.
Yeah, yes. Creation of divine nature. I'm so pleased to see you and again to be with you in this extraordinary and still so extraordinary moment in our history of being. But the moment gives us pleasure to realize how much we can discover in our own disguise of inabilities that we think that are a bit part of us, but still we reach so close to the places we belong, and at the end we go to see the far away things that we can belong to, and still we come and realizing our own goals in life are so interconnected with all there is, and it is in us and we are in it so deeply connected. We are the way that we can perceive our dreams and our own goals and our own realities makes us so free of choosing our own destiny, our own way to be influencing the things that we want to perceive. And and still flowing and still growing and still realizing of all the things that are connected with our inner light, our inner circle of creation. It gives us the sight, the meaning, the light that can build up another reality of our own perspective, of of ourselves, of our things that we didn't even dream that we could be. But shiantriatia shiariantiat kiantiaria eriaptia shiariantikia shiaria and the way it's even more open to us now, we can see even brighter, even better. We can see if we release, if we let go, if we be so free to accept and to be accepted, and to accept ourselves in the acceptance of the universe that's loving us and providing for us, and to always give us what we need as long as we know it's the right way to go. Okay, that's my lyrical, a lyrical master.
I love that. I love that so much. And welcome, welcome, Liliana, Jessica, Stefan. Hello, everyone. Oh, El, Nia Sota Shibikila Kisanase, Ajanate Isha. You know, I want to remind all of you that this is what channeling is. It's allowing your highest version of yourself to speak for itself without your 3D mind getting involved. And that was a beautiful display of channeling. This is what, in the last few days, you guys, I've been getting so many messages about this, about really hitting this home over the next few days, weeks, months, about this idea of what we think channeling is and how we identify and label things. And this is the new wave of channelers. This is how easy it is to tap in to universal information. And each and every single one of you in here and on this planet has that ability. Every one of us. We're here, and if we need guides, we find each other to say, how do I do this? Bring me the right people, and here we are together. We can't do it for you. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody can wave a magic wand or a light language activation and make you do anything. It's you doing it, giving us permission to be the illuminator, to be the electrifier, but you're doing the work. You need to start believing that. So that was a beautiful, this is exactly why we want to have these hangouts, because that's a perfect example of channeling. Does it matter who's talking? No, the message is what matters. This is what we have got to get over, you guys. We don't need to start identifying each and every single being and guide in order for the message to matter. We're so busy worrying about the who and the how and the what and the why and the when without actually letting the messages be the things that matter. So thank you all. That was absolutely wonderfully beautiful. Yes, I'll tell you. And again, thank you all of you who are here representing from all over the world. And wow, I love you guys so much. And Jessica, I'm so excited that you're here for the first time. Liliana, thank you also for coming, being here again. And Ivy and Will and Stefan, I wanted to thank you right now while I'm thinking about it, for the beautiful comments that you left last week. Just the warmth that you showed, about the warmth in these hangouts and in your live comment. And I wanted to thank you for hanging out after we're off the air. That's part of what sometimes we're able to do, is hang out for a little while and chat off the air and extend that sacred space with each other, and not necessarily online, on live. So that was something that was, it was a wonderful experience last week, all the way around, you guys. I mean, every single week you guys have blown us away even more than the week before. I'm not kidding you. It just gets more beautiful and deep and more layered and more wonderful. And it's not about me just telling everybody what light languages can do. It's about actually doing them and practicing them and talking about how they make us feel and how, and this is what that's what it activates in us, that channeling ability, you guys, to tap into that higher version of you.
And I would say, like, a personal example, it's something that will always lead the way. If you are brave enough to show your personal example, you will always be a leader. You will always lead with your personal example. And this is why we have to be brave enough to jump into our own perception and beliefs, just to make the step to show everyone else that we, even though we are not super convinced if what we will do next will be the perfect thing, we are releasing everything. We are not hanging on to old grudges or whatever that made us feel under the level that we now live in. The vibration lifts us up and gives us the podium, the way to show everyone else that with our own way of breathing, of living life, of drinking water, even like the drops that we drink. This is the personal example that is the most important thing to the world, that they want to see in us, that we are fighting to be ourselves.
Absolutely. And there's nothing to fear, you guys, except for finding more and more of all that you are. Yeah, Shaltoya, thank you so much for sharing that. That was beautiful. Would anyone like to go next? Do you want to pick somebody or raise your hand? Or thank you so much, sweetie, for sharing. That was beautiful. Oh, always.
Yeah, if somebody would like to go next, I wanted to also mention that we're going to be answering, we have some questions in the YouTube live chat a little bit earlier about like light languages.
Oh, okay, great.
I want to address those.
Sure.
I'm not seeing, if somebody would like to go, if you guys want to maybe just type in the chat or unmute, maybe we can address the
You want to talk, Ivy? Go ahead.
Oh, there she is. Okay.
Did you want to say something, Ivy?
Slow internet.
Oh, yep, she's a little. Oh, there she goes. I can't hear you though. Are you muted?
You have to unmute. Oh, I got it.
Okay. Oh,
okay.
You got it?
Yep.
There you go. Gotcha, loud and clear.
Hey. Yeah, it's going to be a technical learning curve. I don't have a menu on the bottom of my tablet to mute or unmute or turn the camera on or off. It popped up for a minute and it was really cool, and then it went away and I don't know how to bring it back without, Anyway, so that's the technical thing. It's a little weird on the tablet, but I think it's more important than ever that we can shine, sounds so trite to say shine our light, but around other people and around ourselves, around other beings, just to resonate with a positive or objective energy. And it affects everyone, even if you're not, participating in something. If you're in a place of business and people are over there, blah, 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 but you're sitting in your own space, resonating a nice, whatever frequency, it helps them, and all that. And my guides have been really busy lately. They've been, I wake up, I go to sleep, blah, 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 and I feel worn out in the morning. They're just taking me to school all night, and the languages are just going crazy. And they told me I could dip my toe in the water if I wanted, but I'm like, oh, I guess, okay. But they say things like, or have me say things like, let me see if they'll do it. I feel on the spot, like I'd be forcing it.
Come
well.
on, don't be crazy.
Maybe today's about
It'll
maybe today's about throat chakras. 'Cause
it'll
I'll tell you
happen.
what, I feel much clearing in my own throat chakra just since the beginning. Niasha toki.
Yeah, jumpa. No.
Shino tori anki asa no tariki atarasha. And you don't need to feel like you have to. Naso bocha shiana ki liki tori asa nona.
Yeah,
Ivy, I did the exact same thing
yeah.
when
It's
I
like
started.
it's been
I
so pervasive.
Yeah, I was thinking about it too much in my head. I was like, oh, I have to make that
Yeah,
sound
yeah.
that I heard somebody else make. It's not how it works, girl. So
Yeah, well,
Hmm.
it's gotten so pervasive, in my subconscious. It's like I'll be walking around feeding the chickens, just going, and it's just coming out more. But yeah, I think, there's just too much of me interfering with it right now. But it's interesting, the effects that it get and how it can change your level of consciousness, from stress to, it's like taking the meditative breaths, just like, coming out with Shumpateka and Tapa. And yeah, and just resonating the frequencies, silently everywhere we go. It's just so important with the way people are divided and needing a little nudge also. Anyway, I'm having trouble with articulation in English too, so forget
No, you're doing actually you're doing really well.
Thank
Really
you.
well. No, you really
But,
are.
yeah, thank you. But yeah, the guides have been really busy, and I think it's because the frequencies are amping up, and there's less time to waste.
And my dreams have been especially, not that they're not always active, but I shouldn't say they've been especially active. I think I've been more aware of my activity in my dreams. That's what I want to say.
The last week,
Yeah,
my
I've been
dreams
getting like
were
visual impressions.
Crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot more visions, just things coming into my eyelid movie realm.
Exactly. And
It's pretty cool.
things are coming into my awareness more. Things are being validated. I've been getting downloads of information over the last couple of years about skulls and crystal skulls. And then the other day I was cleaning off my space here and redoing everything. And I started getting messages from my crystal skull, and there's so many weird, crazy layers of all these synchronicities. And I don't want to get into this right now because I really want to do a whole separate conversation just about crystals and crystal skulls and all that. But there's what's been happening is I've been getting validations from all sorts of sources about all these things that have been, it's almost like they're helping me put the puzzle pieces together of all the things I've been getting downloaded these last few years. And now they're showing me, okay, now you're ready to connect this dot. Now you're ready to connect this dot. You weren't ready yet. And I'm even having bleed throughs again in of dreams that I had. And I had these are dreams I had 20 years ago, you guys. And now they're in my reality, and they're showing me that was a ship city. That was a city on a ship. So it's it's almost as if we think we're being withheld information. It doesn't work that way. The only information we're being withheld is that which we have chosen to withhold from ourselves because we're not ready to deal with it. We're not ready to remember. Even if we say, oh, yes, I am. If you were, you'd be doing it. So and even I have a hard time accepting this, that why couldn't this have been made clearer to me earlier? Well, I wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
some way, shape, or form. And sometimes I can appreciate it, and sometimes
But
I
now,
can't. But nonetheless, I've been getting a lot of those
definitely.
validations, and light languages help me with that.
And I love
Access
this
that.
saying. I love this saying that someone, I don't remember who, said, "The more I know, the more I know that I do not
I
know
don't know.
anything."
Yep, that's exactly how I feel. I do. I do. Yeah, theme of the day, Angela says throat chakra stuff. Great examples here. And it is. It's so, but see, again, you guys, I had all these ideas of things I wanted to talk about. And it's like, well, then the team gets together, because now the difference is, you guys, when I'm talking about the things I'm thinking and getting all these downloads from my guides, what I haven't completely taken into consideration is when you guys join the hangout, well, all that changes. The kaleidoscope changes now, because your teams are different. And so I'm going to be receiving and getting different perspectives from, and so what I thought I was going to talk about is completely different, because now there's a whole new congregation of people, and they're saying, oh, wait a minute, it has to shift, because, anyway, so that gets into lots of different matrix layers and that kind of stuff.
Which is very fun to explore, and I get lost in it.
And it is. It's easy to do.
Why don't we answer the questions quick from people who had commented earlier on in the YouTube live chat before we go to others, because we want to hear from others too. So thanks, Ivy, for sharing. And hey, it's about sharing the flow, right? Sharing the flow, being in the flow. So thank you. Kids with life mama KTC in the YouTube live chat said, so is that what my spirit's elements here are showing me? Light symbols? I don't even know where to start looking. It started with when my dad, who is a light worker, I'm told, who is in spirit form the past 18 years. Okay, so 18 years ago, her father passed away. She was told her father was a light worker. And she's curious about if she is being shown. I'm guessing that's shown. Can you, if you're still with us, Mama KTC, can you tell us, do you mean shown like with your third eye, visually? Visions.
And then did she say symbols, being shown symbols or signs, like
light symbols?
Light symbols. Okay. Because that's what I wanted to get a clarification, because that's something that we don't talk about a whole lot. It's funny because today too, and I don't have my big thick pen with me right now. I didn't want to jump up and get it. But as we were talking today, I started drawing some symbols because I was feeling some information coming through. And again, I want to reiterate for anybody who may be new to my channel and new to this idea of light codes and galactic glyphs and sacred symbols and circuitry and so forth. We have a lot of names. Some of it means the same, some of it's different, some of them affect us differently. But the point is that these are some of the symbols that I receive as we're talking, and each one of them, again, could potentially be, each symbol could potentially be an entire civilization. I've been really this morning tapping into the idea of Atlantis, the crystal skulls, that idea. So I'm deeply embedded in that energy today. And I feel like, you guys, like it's literally, I can't explain how it feels, but it feels like I'm doing like this, like my body's actually like a sound you hear in a sci-fi movie, that's how my body actually feels right now, because I've been so immersed in the crystal skull energy. And sometimes it actually kind of takes my breath away, and I literally have to, stop. But anyway, I don't know what that's got to do with anything, but did you get an answer, Bree? I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention.
I'm not going to answer, but Angela said it was when we were talking
about her written symbols, Wendy's. Okay. So that's why I was wondering if it had to do with written symbols. I I can't remember which came first for me, if I was speaking light languages first and then the symbols came. It was almost kind of right around the same time. Became interested in them right away. Elle is showing something too. I started my journey with symbols when I found Bashar, and then today's date equals 9, for example. Oh, see there, she's got some too. And I've got, so Elle did some more too. So see, they don't have to be, mine aren't always pretty. They're not always, in these beautiful designs. They're just the way they come out. And this one's pretty. Now this was one that we did when we were together, created, these are light coteries, and this was created on one of our Wednesdays with Wendy. So these are a little bit easier to see because they're a lot bolder. So each one of these symbols can be, an entire set of instructions. It's like getting terabytes of information within one symbol. And so I started connecting with these symbols, and what activated me was the sacred symbols that were brought to us through Bashar, channeled through Daryl. And that's how a lot of my activations actually started this way, because I found Bashar first and then started doing these symbols. Then I started receiving light languages and channeling and information and downloads, and then started getting hand signs and chanting and toning and singing, and everything just sort of flowed along with it. So maybe today this is about receiving what we need today. And all of you guys, maybe today, all of this is about receiving what we need to take in our next step for opening up our throat chakras. That's kind of like what I was getting right now.
Interesting.
So, and again, these are a little bit easier to see, but and they're much bolder. But as you can see, there's not always a rhyme and a reason necessarily to how they come through. But it's funny. I can pick up my journal, and if I look at the page and I haven't written anything else on it, I still always know instinctively which way is the right way to look at it. Like I will look at it and go, no, I know I drew it this way. I did not draw it this way. However, some of mine do. And I don't draw them in order on the page either. I could start here and go here and go here and go here. Sometimes I will go in order. Most of the time I don't. I don't know why I don't. I just don't. I think it has something to do with, because we're taught to write in America, in English, we're taught to write left to right. So I think one of the reasons why they have me do it that way is because, they're telling me, because it activates different synapses in our brain, and it makes us go to different places on the page on purpose, because we're used to being linear beings. And so it gives us the opportunity to see life from a different perspective, even by the way we draw these things. So I get downloads about all this information all the time, and I don't always have the opportunity to share this kind of information with you guys.
Yeah, I'm so glad you explained that, Wendy, because it's one of the many questions I've been actually meaning to ask you for my own personal understanding. And then also, I also heard that some people said drawing light language on a blank piece of paper is energetically better for them than drawing it on lined paper, because lined is linear. It drops us more into the linear reality. Yes.
Every now and then, it's very interesting, you guys, that you mentioned that, Bree, because every now and then, 99, I would say probably 99, maybe 98% of everything I've ever written has not been on lined paper. What's interesting is every now and then they'll say to me, this time we want them to be uniformly sized. We want them to be, and I can't explain it. Like, am I hearing them say those words? I don't know, maybe kind of, but it's more like an instinctive thing where it's like, oh, they want me to do it on lines, but mostly it isn't. Mm-mm.
It's really interesting too. I think there's a lot of situations in our reality here where that is a factor. Actually, I had somebody was just talking about that. I was just listening to somebody talk about that. It's like ways in which we can switch, like that example, using lined paper versus using blank paper, switching our energy from linear to expansive multidimensional awareness. So if I think of the other examples, I will certainly bring it up here. But I wanted to also, okay, so Jessica wanted to say something. I don't know if Krishna is here still, though. I want to answer the question because it was a while ago when they had put it in the chat. So if we could do this and then go to you, Jessica, I saw your hand is up. Krishna had said in the YouTube live chat, how is light language useful in average everyday life? Now, I know we've been kind of discussing this throughout, but is there something specifically, Wendy, that you would like to say about that? And then as we go to the other people, this is something we can all discuss here today.
Okay. And I'm sorry, go back to what was the original point? The rest of the...
How is light language useful in average everyday life?
And that's really one of the things that one of the reasons why I wanted to do this Wednesday thing is because
we talk about it every week.
because this is really how we do this in when we say an average everyday life. This is one of the ways that one of the things I was talking about earlier about how I was really struggling with some things over the last couple of weeks and last few days. And I realized that a lot of the things that I have been struggling with were because I wasn't following my highest joy and excitement. I was not doing things because of reasons that I was believing were the reasons I wasn't doing them. But it's like, but you really know that's not really the reason you're not doing it. You know, you trick yourself into it. So for example, I'm not doing things I want to be doing because I'm using other excuses for the reason I'm not doing them. And by me not doing them, I'm not applying my light languages in my everyday life because I'm forgetting. It's like you forget to ask your guides for help. You'll go through all day long and you'll be pissed off and judgmental and upset and dragging yourself through the ringer. And all day long, you can go all day long. And this just happened to me just yesterday. And it's like, did you once stop and ask us for help yesterday? Once? And I said, I thought I didn't have to. I thought it was like a blanket asking. I'm like, you mean I got to always ask? I was like, I thought I only asked once. I'm like, well, what the heck?
It's so hilarious because
yes,
I had the exact same situation, but I wasn't. Wow, that's really funny.
It's called the lazy daisy.
Yes, and it's like, so it's like, well, and I do this all the time. I'm like, you guys always have a blanket. You're always welcome to send me information. Always. They're like, yeah, but you don't get it. You're just not always listening. You're like, you got it all wrong.
Well, okay. How about this then? Through that intentional outreach of, I am asking for assistance, then energetically you're sending out that signal. So then wouldn't it be not only permittable based off of the laws of free will, but then also easier for that to come through? So Absolutely. It's almost like you are intentionally in that moment co-creating for it to be a two-party game.
And you're right, because then they just now said to me, but you guys again dictate when we can help and when we can't help energetically, frequentially, because every moment you may say, hey, wait, let me try this first. And then, and even if it's just energetically, and you're right, you're actually co-creating the very thing. So again, the answer is, again, we never left. But there's times when you want to have a process so you can figure something out. And the other thing is that sometimes when your mind is too busy, you're not going to hear them anyway. You're not in the right frequency. It's like trying to turn a staticky radio station. You're just not hearing them.
It's like the ego is
Right.
working too much.
Exactly.
The logical spin, which I've had going on all sorts of ways.
So to answer your question, I was having this really troubling situation, and I realized that one, I was trying to think it through instead of allowing the information to come to me. I was trying to think it into happening. And by using light languages, just by taking a breath and just like just speaking to myself, or even sometimes I have a hard time articulating in my own language what I want to ask my guides, because the things that I'm asking are so multi-layered. Instead of me using my English words, please help me with this situation, and I also have a backache, and I'd like to do this, and blah blah blah. What light languages enables me to do, in my experience, it's almost like I'm asking all of those things all at one time without having to articulate each and everything, and then giving permission to receive the information in whatever way I need to receive it, when I need to receive it. So it's not just it's not just speaking them to myself. It's when I'm too wrapped up in my thoughts to turn on the camera and do a video, or if I get so wrapped up in my thoughts that I'm judging what I'm doing, and then I say, I'm not good enough to make a video. I'm not good enough to even turn on the camera because I don't have my own shit figured out.
No, or I'm not ready.
Or I'm not ready. And so I also understand that lag time that we have, where we think we're not doing something, we're actually doing the most important work we could ever be doing. And so there's that balance. There's that balance when they're saying, well, can you accept that you needed to receive information in a different way, and this is a reason why you weren't doing that particular thing or expressing yourself in that particular way, and yet, oh, that was weird. Oh, sorry, you guys. My apologies. That's actually I think it was like an Amber Alert. So even though the sound's off on my phone, oh, never mind. I'm not even going to tell you what it is. It doesn't matter. It was just an emergency notification, but it's not a very high vibrational thing. So I'm just going to let it go. So I'm just going to send it love.
But this is exactly where the ego and the high vibrational reality fights within, because it's like the things that are attaching you to the logical reality that you live in are not letting you go to be a bit above and to see the perspective from how we say, not so deeply connected sides, that you can see the perspective from another point of view that's not so connected with the logical side of it, with the ego.
That's exactly what applying light languages does for me. Exactly. It allows me to see it from a different perspective that I didn't before. I keep getting, I keep seeing Jessica's name, and I got to tell you, Jessica, the last few days, this whole unicorn thing has really thrown me for a loop too. I've been in this crazy unicorn energy, and it's funny that she's here today. Because I was rearranging some things, and I've got my 2 unicorn buddies up here. So I just keep thinking about unicorns, and I don't know what that has to do with now, except for maybe that the Unicorn Collective is here just saying, like, again, it's about having fun. It's about being in your joy. It's about expressing yourself. And even today, receiving. Today's number 9, receiving. This is how we receive information, is So when I say applying light languages, this is one of the ways that I apply them, and how by me sharing them, what often happens is, if I just allow myself to move into the energy, which is the heart energy, and speak light languages, even if it's to myself or online, the effects later, it's like taking an aspirin that lasts 8 hours, for example. It has an effect that lasts past the time that I'm speaking the languages. And it also allows me to ask for what it is that I need in a way that my logical mind is trying to articulate one thing at a time. Bozonotashe milahana kabalosanotalia shanasi samoshare kereki. Semosonotabila nina malakoteshina tolemoku kupushana sita kuyamatete. Tebojonotoriama lokuna malakosanashala kosabosharite. Tejonotoriama kalianonayama kolaku. Pojonatela kese. Semojonotalia nana kipokoya shanase. Semojonatela. I mean, right now I was asking for help for my children for their struggles. I was sending love to all of the world right now. There's some anniversaries going on. We've got the anniversary of the first walk on the moon here. We've got the anniversary of Hiroshima. And so there's a lot of things happening right now. Things going on in the United States right now. In addition to what my growth needs right now. Blessing our event together. My gratitude for all of you, all of the healing that any of you guys need to send and receive. I can ask all of that without actually having to spell it all out and say single thing one at a time. I can send healing anywhere I desire. All of us can. So that's just one example of when we say applying light languages in our day-to-day life. It's about stopping where we are, identifying that I'm having a thought that is preventing me from seeing myself through Source's eyes. And I'd like to change that perspective right now. And by being in the here and now and inviting that information, whether it's light languages or just 2 seconds of just being quiet, you're inviting that information in, and whatever healing is associated with that information. If that is helpful, if that, I know it's probably usually a long answer to a short question, but.
Very helpful, very helpful. And I would also like to add to that if you are in a place where you are unable to vocalize light language or write light language or sing light language, it is your conscious thought allowing it to come through telepathically, tuning into that frequency, which will always be streaming to us if we so choose to open that connection. Again, that goes to, I guess, asking, first of all, opening the door. I like how that came to me. Oh, when you ask, you are opening the door.
Yep.
And we've spent our lives with closed doors, locked up in chains in a dark basement. And now we're like, oh, wait a minute, I don't need to be here. So we're crawling out. So you can also bring it through in your conscious awareness, in your mind, tuning into that and having it go through your thoughts allows for that energy to be in the room, because our thoughts are also energy, just like emotions and everything else. So that is something that I've been using and practicing as well in my daily life, is if I'm, in the middle of a crowded room and I can't start going to shift my energy or to shift my perception of something I'm seeing, because that's one of the ways I use it as a tool, then I can bring it through in my awareness. And that is also, and then we can actually elaborate on that, because that connects with something you and I were talking about, Wendy, not only with sage, but then the pills. So maybe
Yes.
we can go back to that. But I would like to go to Jessica because she's had her hand up for a
Yeah,
while.
please, Jessica. Hi,
Are you-
Jessica. I haven't forgotten about you, dear. We got lots going on. Welcome. I'm so happy you're here. If you're able to talk, please.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're able to unmute or turn your video on. I think I have all the settings set, so you should be able to. Oh, there you are.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah. I wanted to touch on. Hi. It's so nice to finally actually talk to you.
Hey,
Hello.
I'm so
I
happy
wanted
to
say about
meet you. Hey.
Um,
Jessica and I've talked back and forth, but this is the first time we've actually gotten a chance to meet. And so I'm so excited you're here. Thank you for coming.
I'm excited to be here too. I always I listen to it and I'm like, oh, I want to be in the group because there's so much that I wanted to I want to be able to talk about because there's just so much that I relate with. And it's so funny because you said it's hard for you to ask your guides a question because you can't but you dissect the question. I spent 40 minutes trying to send this woman that I get readings from a question for my guides, and I kept dissecting because it's I already know what the answer is, but it was crazy. Anyhow, that wasn't what I initially wanted to comment on, but I just thought it was so funny because that was 40 minutes and I didn't have a question. I just said to my guides, tell me what my question was, what should my question be? Because I dissect everything down to it just is, But I had with light language, my very first experience was really profound, but also I want to connect it with how you talked about we always want to be in control, and we're not. We have this higher consciousness self that is in control, and we're not supposed to know all sorts of stuff right away because it can actually be dangerous. And I want to share this because it actually led me to be really suicidal. It was my first out of body experience, and when I oozed out of my body and became magnetic goo and shot up to the stars, I was like, oh my god, what is the point of being here? It was I think I was accidentally allowed out of my body to experience that because that led me into really wanting to leave. And I think that too much knowledge, our higher consciousness, right, is protecting ourselves from what they know is the trouble that we are likely to get into if we are to break certain barriers too early. And that was 2 years of my life. It was very, very, it was profound, and I worked through it, but it was too much became really dangerous for the human self, because once you access that higher self and you're oh my god, this whole time I just haven't your soul doesn't fit in your physical body, right? You're not all here. And so when you haven't been here the whole time, but you're trying to be here, and then you realize you don't have to be here because the rest of you is out there, and but I had, it was during this time that I had that first out of body experience. I had done a meditation, and it was to connect with my star family, and it was my first conscious transport, and my first and only actual encounter with, there were 3 or 4 light beings in this weird galactic-y shippy thing, and they were putting symbols in my head. They were literally, I was crouching down and they were just putting all of these, and I couldn't describe what they were. They were geometry but not. And now I think that was light language, right? That's all of these guides and the entourage of your spiritual helpers and your higher self. They're setting us all up. They've got this, right? We just have to ride the wave. And that was yeah. So but the other thing is, I want to figure everything out, right? Numbers, colors, they're always talking to me, the animals, and I got to figure everything out, but I really don't, because it's we've already got this. Does that make sense? That's kind of what I wanted to get. We aren't in control, but we are entirely in control, and we literally just have to be. But being is the hardest thing because we don't fit.
Yeah, I do. I know exactly what you're saying. I really, really do. I get it. I do. And I'm so excited. I get so excited, or just even chatting in the chats with you. I get so excited with your energy because I just love it so much. It's like it jumps right through the text, right through the typing. And I'm very, very excited to meet with you. And I'm very excited that Bree's gotten the chance to meet you as well. Because one of the things that light languages has allowed me to do is to start seeing these threads of the matrix of how we all cross each other's paths. And it's like this is what happens to me, you guys, is I see it and I get that feeling in my heart chakra and my solar plexus, and I get really excited, and then my throat chakra opens, and then I get really like, and I see, because like I can feel the connection. And I told Bree this already when I first met you, Jessica. I'm like, you need to meet her. I said, because you are a reflection for me, and that's something that Bree and we've talked about here, and even in these hangouts a few times, is how we need to start with the children.
Yes.
And how
Children,
the work that you're doing, and the reason you approached me, and how can we incorporate light languages into children's awareness at a very young age, and how can we utilize it, how can we apply it so that they can use light language in their everyday life, that it may help them advance and explore. And I'm getting this download right now about how light languages and applying it with children when they're young is a way to activate their highest joy and excitement within them, so that we can then help them expand on that particular gift that they came, and stop worrying about putting them in all these other boxes and making children feel like failures because they can't figure out algebra if that's not what they're supposed to do here. And so we set them up for failure instead of expansion. And I feel like this relationship, that light languages and me, and meeting you and Bree and working with children, that this all is related. And the many levels and layers, how light language can help if we apply this in our everyday lives. And I love what you said about color and music. And my whole world, if you guys can't tell, is about color and music and sound and vibration and what makes me happy. And the gifts that I've received from all of you, and having them near me, and your energy that I receive from all of this, is, I cannot explain to you guys what this does to me, having it all around me and near me, and having your energy with my crystals and my stuff and my oracle cards and all this, and the colors, and to thank you, Jessica, in person too, for just the wonderful interactions that we've had, and the wonderful offerings that you're offering to me, as well as to the children out there in the world. And I know that you're going to be doing great things for our children. And I'm very excited about all of this. It goes into all of these layers of all of us. That, as I'm looking at each of your pictures, I see how each of us are really passionate about these different layers of all of this. And all of this is channeling. All of this is a language of your light. It is how you speak the light.
Spider web. It's a big old spider web. And just real quick, the last thing that I want to say, and I think it's really important, is like, a lot of us are here and like we've done a lot of the dirty work, right? Like, we've transmuted some crazy traumatic energy. We've gone through the battles. We've, a lot of like I said, a lot of trauma, a lot of healing. But like, the kids are here, and like, we are now like, we don't need that anymore. We've transmuted it. We've done it. You've done a good job. We've rocked it. We've brought the planet into light, and now we just have to be the light. We've done it. We succeeded. We don't have to fight anymore. And the kids speak in color. That's their language. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the rainbow. So simple.
Exactly. It is. I'm thoroughly excited to work with you. all of you. I feel like I see all these spirals, like you said, the webs of how we're all working together in color and light and sound, and how each one of you are expressing it in your own ways. And it's really been wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I'm so excited. I'm so happy that I got to meet you, and I'm really looking forward to, really getting down to doing some work and doing some things with you after, after our event's over. And so I apologize to all of you who have been so patiently waiting to work on some of these, all these other projects. And so, yeah, we're really excited about where all of this is taking us. So.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my gosh. This is, it continues to unfold like.
And if there's any links that you'd like to leave, I want to throw this out again to everybody. And since you're, here now, Jessica too, if there's any links that you wanted to share with the public, as far as in the YouTube chat, either in the live chat or after this video's over, in the comments section, if there's anything that you'd like to share about your work and things that you're doing, please feel free to put them there in the chat, so everybody can see the wonderful work that you're doing, if you're ready to put it out there yet.
Be brave, be ready, sparkle.
Yes, be ready.
Break out of the box.
Oh, it's so nice to meet you, Jessica. Thanks for being here. I think we can maybe, Liliana, I saw that.
I was going to say, does Liliana, do you want to talk today, honey? I know she's been having some of her own struggles too. And hey, it's not just you guys too. And, I got a message from my guides the other day. I was taking a walk. Was it yesterday or the day before? I took a picture. I saw this beautiful soft green color laying on the ground, and I looked down, and all 4 of the Luna moth wings were laying there, but without the body, just the wings. Now, this was right at the new moon. And I got this jolting message, and not a few seconds before that, there's a whole nother synchronicity with water and waterfalls. But my husband had just found a feather. So I took the feather. I'll have to show you guys a picture of it. I'll post it on my website. But I was guided to put the Luna moth feather, the wings, and then put the feather and take a picture of it. And so it was some sort of a message from my guides about the moon and about feathers and magic and my own doubts and my own connection to the moon, and how I haven't been listening. I haven't been listening. And how I spend so much time outside, and I've been talking and I've been asking, but I haven't been listening. And so that was a big message that I received, that there's freedom in that. Again, these messages come in so many layers. I couldn't begin to tell you guys or articulate all the messages that I received in all of the layers just in those few, maybe 3 minutes. I couldn't tell you them all. And most of them aren't going to mean anything to you anyway, because they're for me. So, but they meant something to me. And this is what light language is. When we apply them in our everyday life, it awakens us to see that the synchronicities are the path. They are the indication of where you are on your path, and the indication, if you don't like what you're seeing and where you're at on your path, that you have the ability to shift your consciousness and perspective to change that path. And light languages has helped me do that, as well as these codes. And when I am instructed during a session to create codes for a particular person, it's almost like that aspirin. It's almost like the light languages themselves, where it's not up to me to decide what they're for, and it's not my job to figure out what it's for. It's to create them and let their light body decide where it's needed and how it's needed. And every time they look at them, whether it's now or a year from now, it's going to be giving new and more information. So that's how powerful this information is. I mean, I could do classes, and I mean, this information just goes so many layers. So, but Liliana, I'm so sorry. Would you like to share with us today? Maybe she doesn't, and that's okay.
Well, there.
Yes, Tashe.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, hey you guys.
Hello.
Hey, darling.
My camera is not working, so I am black today. Anyway, so I guess some of you already read what is going on in my. And I would like to know, to get some insights from you, because I don't see how I can see. I mean, it's like I'm kind of black, like my camera right now. And,
Well,
go ahead.
this is what I'm talking about, you guys. Let it be literal. Why? That's exactly why your camera's not working right now, because you have a block. But again, you guys, let me share something with you. You are so powerful. You create the experience of having a block, but you don't have a block. You create the experience of having it so that you can experience the realization that you don't have a block at all, and that it's yourself telling yourself you have a block, and that it's your power that unblocks it.
Okay, that's great. Yes, okay. Maybe you guys know I have been in the National Guard for quite some time, right? I have been working for them for 19 years and 3 months.
Liliana?
Yeah, I was just going to say, are you?
So
Yeah.
Liliana, your audio's going in and out. It's like we can hear you, and then it sounds like you put your face in a pillow. Are you able to take your microphone and put it near your?
Yeah, I mean, right there.
Okay.
Okay.
Start over, please.
Okay, so this is the thing. And I have been working for the New Mexico National Guard for 19 years. Can you hear me now, better?
Not really. You're very, very quiet.
God. What about now?
Yes.
Oh, better, much better.
All right. So all over I said, I have been working for the National Guard for 19 years, 3 months. I have been getting like sick over there, like really, really sick out there. So they are kicking me out for medical, and I'm not getting any retirement. Nothing, like $0.
Wow.
And you said
So
you've been in there for 19 years, and you need to be there 20 years for retirement to
get any retirement. They are retiring for medical, but I mean, they are going to give me some money for medical, but I already had medical. So it is just like I've been going over there for nothing.
Wow.
Now, I know I have been pushing myself to go over there. And that is what it kills my soul. Let's say it like that. Because I have been going and pushing myself to go through those trainings. And until I got sick, until I got so sick that I couldn't handle training anymore. Because I wanted the 20 years, but I can't finish. I mean, they are not letting me finish.
They're not letting you finish.
No, they are not. Because I get sick, Wendy. I get so sick. It is just like something telling me, you don't be here. And I start throwing up like crazy, getting headaches, dehydrated like crazy. I mean, weapons are not my friends anymore.
Well, I know that you've been struggling with this for a long time.
For quite some time, yeah. But I have been pushing it, and I've been thinking, you know what, I need to finish. But at this time, I got my retirement letter. I have to retire on the 25th, and no retirement, like money is not going to happen.
Well, this is one of those situations where, annoyingly so, Bashar would say, how exciting, but you know how that goes.
Yeah.
You know how that goes. So, in reality, this is one of those situations where, and I've been where you were too, not exactly in the same situation, but, And isn't it interesting how you already know, because you already know the answers, that you have orchestrated this for yourself for a particular reason. So again, we have to ask ourselves, why would I put myself in a position where I would want to experience that idea? And obviously the answer is going to be different for each person. Usually it's to push you in a particular direction, to show you that that the need for that particular type of abundance is the only way to support yourself. And that it's pushing you, once again, as it pushes us into a different direction of, well, then it's asking you then, what can I do then to change my belief system about how I believe I can support myself, or how I can receive abundance, not just money. Oh, here. Your body is literally revolting against. Bring in that environment. Be brave, break away. That's a message from Jessica. She held up a little sign for you in the hangout. And you know, it's always going to be that way. We are always going to give ourselves challenges to push ourselves in the direction we create. And I can say this firsthand because I know that, you know, I went through the same thing, you know, 6 surgeries over 10 years. I got myself sick because I wasn't doing the things I really wanted to be doing. And it was by going through that, realizing that I could, that I could make it on my own, that that I could do something differently. And you are so multi-talented and so deeply, you have so much going for you. And I've known that just since I've known you these last few years, and how much you've struggled with this, and how you already know the answer because of all the other things that you're doing. And I think it's still this idea of not trusting yourself, of not believing in yourself.
So it is just like seeing these as a blessing.
Absolutely. And again, look at what I said at the very beginning of this whole hangout about how I hadn't been doing any videos. And then I turned on the camera the other night, and that's exactly what they said to me is that this message is about blessings in disguise, and all the things that you've been boohooing and crying about. You're just like everything else. You're going to look back in 6 months or a year time, as we know time, and look back and realize how each and every one of these things was, again, a blessing in disguise, but you just couldn't see it at that time. And I truly believe that this is the same situation. Does that make you feel better today? Probably not. But you know, but if we can identify that we have been brought up this whole idea of God's will, that this is the way it's designed, and you're just walking along this predetermined path, and it's not that way. We're creating it as we go along, because it's our experience. Yes. Our experience. So again, you already know the reasons why you had to let that go, because it was making you so sick, because you couldn't be there anymore. And you're proving something to yourself. I feel you're proving something to yourself, that you recognize that if I do this for one more year, I'm still going against everything I believe in, because again, you're saying, now I've done this for 20 years and it was for no reason other than me pushing myself. And now I'm not going to get anything out of it anyway. So there's part of this mourning and being angry with ourselves for putting ourselves in a position that didn't come out the way we actually wanted it to. But by it not coming out the way you wanted it to, it pushes you in the direction that you actually need to go in.
Okay.
Even if you don't know what that is yet. And again, this is where we get all tied. We get all twisted up, you guys, because if we don't know what that direction is, we freaking panic. We panic. Yeah. We think if we don't know what that direction is, I must be doing something wrong. Oh my God, I've screwed it up. I'm the worst human being. I've messed my life up. I blah, 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 blah.
We freaking panic.
We do. We panic because we think if it isn't going to be the way I thought it was going to be, it just can't be at all. And this is what we're here to change, to remind ourselves. as long as I've known you, Liliana, you were getting more and more resistance. You were experiencing more and more resistance year after year. The longer I've known you, the more resistance you were feeling about that particular part of your life.
Yeah, that's true.
Now you have to thank yourself for ending it. And I know how hard this is, but you've got to thank yourself even for leaving yourself in a position where you feel that, imagine all the healing that's going to take place now that's wrapped around all of this. I did this for 20 years. I did it for no reason. Now I'm not going to get a pension. Now they're telling me I have to leave because they're telling me I can't handle it mentally.
Yes.
Because I get sick every time I go to training. This is your way, your higher selves telling you two things. One, well, three, you can look at this from another perspective and allow yourself to believe that you can do this for another year. Clearly, it sounds like you have other plans.
Yeah. You're going to Florida.
I think you've already decided that you really can't physically or emotionally do it's so far out of congruence with your highest self that you're now feeling the split. And now you have to convince yourself that the reason you did this for yourself was so that you could prove to yourself that there's another way to make a living. And what you have got to prove to yourself is that it's even better than what you could have imagined. Even if you don't know what that is right now, the hardest part about this journey, you guys, is about leaving control. Just how this whole thing started today was about leaving control, about how it has to happen, because then all you're going to do, you think it's the long way around, but I'm telling you, it is still the path of least resistance, because you're going to take yourself all along this other path and find out that you're going to end up right back if you just go.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I've asked myself in the last especially in the last couple of weeks, why? What am I doing? Should I? What? All of it, questioning everything. And the answer was always the same. Are you following your highest joy and excitement every moment? And the answer is no. The question is why? And I had to ask myself that. The question is why? Because I'm judging everything I'm doing. Because as soon as I'm out of the gate, it's not good enough, so I'm not going to try. If it's not going to hail the thing I think it should hail at the end, I'm not even going to bother. Instead of understanding it's part of the process. It's not the end. It's the step. It's not the end of the process. It's the beginning of the new process. And here we are in a new moon. And a new moon in Leo, the lion, you guys. It's time to roar. It's time to be bold. Tomorrow's the Lionsgate, and Will invited me to co-host a Lionsgate hangout with him tomorrow night. So if you guys are all interested in coming, I know it's a little late for all of you out there at the other side of the pond there, but it's at and I had to laugh, Will, because it's he's scheduled it for 9 p.m. Eastern time, but it's at 8 p.m. My time, Central Standard Time, on 8/8, so 8/8/8. So so I figured now's a good time to segue into that, because I really believe, you guys, we put ourselves here for a reason, and we put ourselves at this Lionsgate tomorrow for a reason. And all I keep seeing when I see 8/8/8, I have all these fun things hanging here. This is just a sticker that was given to me, and I keep it on here as a reminder.
It's beautiful.
That we're infinite, you guys. We're infinite. You can't get it wrong. We never get it done. This is just one perspective. And to remind ourselves that these opportunities like tomorrow, this Lionsgate, is because we have chosen to be here at a specific time together to co-create a specific thing in a specific way. And I truly believe that these Lionsgates, these portals that we give ourselves, are ways, they really are ways of saying to our guides, ourselves, our universe, whatever, I want to see, how do I say this?
My infinity.
Like, I don't need to know that how things are going to work out in the next 5 minutes. All I need to do is worry about I am infinite. And the only thing that matters right now is my vibration right now. That's all that matters, is right now, because all the beating up I did with myself and all the bullshit, everything I put myself through has all been about, I wasn't staying right now. I was thinking about this and that and before and after and the past and this and I realize, and again, it brings us back to center, and it says, wait a second, I'm judging something that hasn't even happened yet. And just like you, Liliana, I think this all happens. We lose jobs, we lose relationships, whatever, we lose homes. And what seems like the worst thing, obviously, it turns out to be the best thing that could happen. But again, it's an orchestration. It's not happening to us. And yes, sometimes by our current vibration, which could be fear, we create a mirror, a reflection. What you put out is what you get back. That's the creation of reality. When we're creating something that we don't desire, it's just simply a way of telling us, oh, wait a second, I must believe something about the situation that isn't true. So therefore, what do I have to believe? And right now, maybe your belief is, I can't support myself, or I gave all my all and I'm getting nothing in return, but really if you sit back and ask yourself, how do you really feel about this? Are you relieved? Are you,
Well,
you know what I mean?
I don't know. I feel like I should write a book about this.
Well, you should. Well, see, and this is it, you guys. Maybe this is what she was supposed to say. Maybe I should write a book about this. Sweetheart, if anybody can write a book with your knowledge, your education, your experience, if anybody can write a book about this, you can. Maybe that's your answer. Or guys, maybe the writing the book isn't the answer, but maybe if she sat down with the idea of writing a book, maybe that's going to lead her to something else. And maybe the book may never get written, but does it really matter? If it points you in the direction of which you need to go, it may not be about the book at all, but maybe it's about the book completely.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you didn't think about an hour ago, wow, what if I wrote a book about this? What abundance could be created, and not just money, what abundance could be created if I wrote a book about this? And how many people could relate to this? There's no mistaking, Liliana, because I'm psychic and I know this stuff. There's no mistaking that you came in this hangout today because of me being in this energy of where I am today about war, Hiroshima, our country, where things are at, right? All of it. Landing on the moon. Isn't it hard for me? It's so hard for me to believe, you guys, that it's only been 50 years since we landed on the moon. And here we are. But then there's another side of me that gets really pissed off that says, why did this take so long? Why didn't they back then? But we have to remember, there's already another reality where that happened. And then there's a billion other realities where all of those things happen. But you guys, when we move to reality, we don't remember the last one. We've all shifted in the last hour to a whole billions of other realities, but we're not going to remember the one we were in before because that's not how we operate. So we've all shifted. We just don't remember shifting. So again, we put ourselves in these positions where it launches us like the rubber band. It launches us into thinking outside the box, Liliana. And this is your way of saying to yourself, why did I do this? And Bob, and I could look at all those years that I spent in physical therapy and doctors and surgeries and all that stuff and all the things I did to contribute to all of that. Should I look at that as a waste of time? Or should I look at it as that was the catapult that made me the great that I am today? That's how we have to look at this. And you've got it. When I say you, they're talking to all of us. We have to own this. We have got to own this, that we did this for ourselves. Nothing is a waste of time. And I can only tell you from beating myself up about the things that I've done and didn't do and said what a waste of time that was, that I have come to understand that absolutely nothing is a waste of time and everything is a blessing.
All right. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Wendy.
I love you
Thank
so much. And I just want you to see, don't we all just want to see each other, see the light in themselves that we see in them? Because don't we feel like, what's the word I'm looking for, you guys? When someone doesn't see their own light and you see that they don't see it and you want it for them so badly, what is that I'm feeling? What's that word? I don't even know how to describe it. It's
the mirror reflection.
yeah, it's like it makes me sad when I see, but then I see the reflection when that happens. I see all of a sudden when other people say, like my own mom, or when I'm beating myself up every day. Well, don't you see the same reflection now? And the perfection of that moment and who you are. And so it makes us so upset when someone else doesn't see their own light, because it reminds us when we're not seeing our own. That's why it makes us so uncomfortable.
Okay.
I'm not even sure what word that is. Is it empathy? What is that word that we feel when we see somebody who doesn't see their own light, and then we reflect that back to ourselves? I don't even know. Is there a word for that, Will?
I would say compassion.
Is it compassion? Is it
It's
empathy? Is it
compassion? It's awareness. It's seeing it from, because there's also different levels of consciousness to even see that situation.
Mhm.
And what I wanted to also add to this, Liliana, this is a detachment of attachment. So
Ooh, yeah.
attached to the notion, the idea, you have things going, it's like a marriage, it's like a relationship, it's like a job, it's like anything. When we put in a lot of work into something and we have an idea of where it's going and it gets thrown off the train tracks, we get really upset.
Uh-huh.
Really, really, really upset. And we have a really hard time letting that be, letting the train fall off the tracks and then looking at the train and saying, all right, well, I guess I need to get on a new train because that one's not getting back up there. So I'm going to need to move forward now.
Without train.
Well, you have another train.
Okay.
It's not that you don't have a train. It's
What a
that
train.
the train you thought you were going to be on. This is changing your entire direction of that, because how we function is from our, logical, linear human mind that we have in our beautiful heads. Thank you, mind, for being in my head, for doing all the work that you do. But what the mind can only do is base its knowledge off of everything that was in the past, the illusion of the past that we're tuning into in each moment, these broadcasts of memories, they're frequency broadcasts of memories that are assisting us in the current moment. And you're tuning into this situation, obviously, of what you've been going through for 19 years, thinking, okay, next year, I'm finally going to retire. I'm finally going to have all this stuff that I have been working so hard to get. And you saying that it was a waste of time for you to have been in that situation, that's the ego. I get it. It feels like a waste of time right now. It was not a waste of time. It's just like somebody being in a marriage and saying, I need to get a divorce. This was such a waste of time. What a waste of time for me to be in this marriage. Do you know how much you've learned over these past experiences in each moment? How much, not only the experiences that you've learned, but you have been shining your light in some dark crevices. I'm not saying it's all darkness, but there's a lot of heavy, dense energy in those situations. And I've known since the moment I met you, Liliana, that you were doing light work in that scenario. You've done so much more than you consciously are able to even be aware of, and it will continue to be revealed to you how much you have lit that place up. You're a light worker. Just by you breathing, you are shining and changing the frequency and vibration of the entire landscape that you're existing in. Our field of energy goes so much further than we even know. And the more that we raise our consciousness, it continues to expand more and more and more and more. And with you tuning into this information, with you working with light languages, with bringing it into your space, with all of the spiritual work that you do, can you, when you even start to think and imagine, how could the frequencies that I'm bringing into my space have benefited and affected the entire situation I was involved in? When you let yourself go down those positive mental paths of maybe, how did I maybe help? How did I assist in ways that I wasn't consciously aware of? I suggest taking this very seriously, because this is what we're all doing right now. I can go back and I can look at things that the train fell off the tracks, okay, in ways that I thought this train was going, and I'm like, okay, it's going to go here and it'll go to this stop and I can get off at the stop and get back on. And okay, it's not always how it's going to go, but how can this benefit you now? Everything that Wendy was saying, I mean, this is a really beautiful example, I think of. I mean, look at how this hangout started today. Exact same thing. We we got on, we're going to go live. Oh, wait, Google Hangouts on air no longer exists.
Whoops, well,
the train went flying off the train.
I'm feeling terrible because I wasn't aware of it. And Will's like, well, yeah, I tried to tell you. I'm like, well, it went right over my head.
I knew it would be.
It was like, I knew it was this, but as you're talking, Bree, I'm hearing this like rumbling, like thunder, like it's hard to explain, like in my mind, like, how do I explain it? And I'm hearing what you're saying about Liliana, and Liliana, this is really weird, and I'm going to try to explain this the way they just explained it to me. Just what you were just saying, Bree, about not realizing how she's helped other people. I'm hearing this message, and I want to see if I'm articulating it right. But what they're saying is, just by you, Liliana, having, I want to say, the courage to leave before your designated time, you literally have created a ripple, because there's somebody, okay, so what I'm hearing is there's somebody watching, and the ripple you've created by showing someone that you are not afraid nor have any self-devaluating opinions about the decision to not continue for that final year. You have set such a precedence for others that they will see the value in your decision and your value to yourself will set a precedence and speak volumes, and will create a level of abundance for you, not just money, but by showing someone that by choosing to discontinue something that does not resonate with your core vibration and going into it and saying, I accept those 19 years as part of my journey and my picking up my tools, that you have given someone else permission to walk away from something, whether it's this or something else. But I'm getting a very heavy military feel here. And you and I have talked about this over the years, about your effect on other people in the military too. But it's as if they're showing me the whole timeline that you have created, this ripple effect, just as Bree just said. You've actually created a whole new set of circumstances for someone else to show them that being true to yourself is more important. It's kind of like the idea of staying in an abusive relationship even one more day, even one more day, even one more day. And how you have proven to yourself that it's not about the money.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
about the money.
and I am thinking that that's going to be my book about, how so many people push themselves through situations just because they think they are not supported by the universe of God, and ending up in, in circumstances that they don't want to live in, and yeah, like an abusive relationship, and maybe many times, most likely many, like it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
If each and every one of us can consider ourselves doing something that is not our like this situation, if we could consider ourselves as it being just as delicate as being in an abusive relationship, would we begin to understand that if we continue to do things that are not of our core vibration, it's as detrimental as staying in an abusive relationship, is what I'm trying to say, because you're having
Yes.
an abusive relationship with yourself. Jessica.
Exactly.
You got something to say, Jessica? You're muted.
Hold
honey.
on. Hold on.
Hang on.
I unmuted. Hi.
Can I just say to this beautiful army warrior woman, I left a social work job in the same circumstances. I was sick, I was having PTSD, trauma, and I had to take a medical leave, and then I lost the job, and I thought all was lost. And then I wrote a book, and it was called Possibilities in Tea, and it was a message that I needed to tell myself to heal my inner child. And in regards to infinity, the very last quote that I really want to share is "Dear one, don't you know how spectacular you are? Every bit of your being, every freckle and scar, your worth in this world outnumbers the stars. You are infinity, dear one. Truly you are." And I hear you say I wasn't listening, or this is saying I'm not working. There's no such thing as doing it wrong. The question I like to ask is, how bad do you want to suffer? Because you're only causing suffering. You're not wrong. You're not doing wrong. You're not failing at life. You're not wasting time. And I was in a very significantly abusive relationship for 7 to 8 years. And I was also, I'm 10 years sober. And one of the things that I say to a lot of the newly relapsing people that go back to abusive relationships is, you had to do everything you had to do in that moment to survive. Are you alive right now? Are you living? Being human is fucking hard. I'm sorry. It's a painful, dense, sticky, heavy thing. And you're alive, and you're courageously surviving just by existing. So you can, you might not be listening, but it doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong or you're failing at your life path. Oh my God, write that book, because that's what I did. And it just opened everything up. That's what the transmuting of all of that energy is. But it's not wrong if you stay either, because however long you need to stay in whatever energetically sustainable environment you need to be in to keep you alive and to keep you going is exactly what you need to do in that moment to continue on. There's no right or wrong. There's just no such thing. I just like to say, how much do you want to suffer? Because when you're not aligned, there's suffering. I've suffered a lot. My terror was the tower, right? That's constantly striding over, everything crashing down. Failure is truly success turned inside out. I mean, you gotta lose everything to live, man. But really, just my message is there's just no such thing as doing it wrong. There's no such thing as doing it wrong. You're doing it right if you're here and you're alive, and that's it. That's all I want to say. Sorry, I just had to say. Thank you.
I love that, though. I love your passion about being passionate. And yes, everything you said. Thank you so much for sharing. This is what I love about these gatherings, is because this is how we apply this stuff every single day. How does this change our lives? And yes, it's about light language, but it's about how how does this help our processes? Like, how does this help us out of this gunk? How does it help us process these things that we have created for ourselves and then understand them in a different level, where instead of beating ourselves up, we treat ourselves as that proverbial child that is learning to walk. And to look at these as the wisdom from our experience. And so yeah, thank you for reminding Liliana and being her reflection of her greatness. And that's what we're here to do for each other. It's just, you guys make me want to cry. It's like, shit. Cut it out.
Guys, thank you. I needed something like that. I really did.
And maybe this is it, Liliana. Maybe this is your call to do this book or something, or even to start writing the book, even if it leads you to something else.
Okay, I'll do that.
Even if it leads you to something else, don't beat yourself up again if you didn't write the book either. That's the whole point. Just like Jessica said, maybe it's about the exercise of beginning to write the book that allows you to open up. But then again, maybe it's about the book itself. Maybe your guides, your higher self is telling you it's time to stand up and tell your story. Just like Bree's been guided. I've been trying to tell her story about healing and Lyme disease and all this other crap that she's gone through. Well, she's gonna. It wasn't time yet. It wasn't time yet. And so it's all going to happen in its perfect timing. And I am the first one to tell you guys, I have the hardest time reminding myself of that every single day. Everything's in perfect timing, because I will tell you, I am my own worst critic. We all are. And again, I will say to you, and I said it again yesterday out loud to my guides and whoever will hear me, listen, I just want to love myself today. Just for today, I just want to love myself. I don't want to judge myself. I don't want to hate myself. I don't want to second guess myself. I want to experience trusting in my own decisions.
And Wendy, it's another mantra. I deserve to love myself. I deserve to learn how to love myself. I deserve this.
And even me, I put out there that 49-day challenge and 7 days a week. And even yesterday, I heard somebody asking me, well, do you even remember what it was for Thursday or whatever, And I'm like, no. And they're like, well, because you haven't been practicing very much self-love now, have you?
No, I heard something really beautiful on that topic. If you guys do want to check out Wendy's 49-day challenge that she did, it is on her YouTube channel. All the videos, and that was in 2016, right?
It was based on a Bashar event, and inside the description is the Bashar event. I've got the links if you actually wanted to buy the event that it was from. I just happened to hear it one day in a pirated YouTube video, and I wrote down all of the instructions really quick. And this was years ago. And I was told one day to teach this to people. And so I was guided to do this 7-day challenge, 40. And I have a playlist on my YouTube channel. But yet again, I failed to do the very simple things to say in this challenge, which really is just a few seconds a day of looking yourself in the eye and saying, I am loved. I am supported. I am guided. I am, I am. It's all about reinforcing what you really are, not what you believe yourself to be. Because what we believe ourselves to be is far, far less than what we truly are and what we're truly capable of. And all of this, whether it's you, me, Liliana, Jessica, all of this is about discovering that power within ourselves and the tools that we have laid out for ourselves for that discovery. And I actually, Liliana, your website and your information that you've been putting out these last few years and everything that you've been talking about diet and healing and all of your education, you would write a superb book. Absolutely superb. I mean, I wish, and Bree can attest to this, I wish I could articulate in writing the what you are able to do and what Bree is able to do. I can't even come up with a YouTube description without analyzing and picking it apart and taking me 3 hours and judging it. And, that's why I said, so I tell Bree, you know what, just do it, because otherwise I'm just going to kick it to death. And so the point is I think that this was about today, was pulling this out of you and pushing you in this new energy of, you guys, letting go is not about letting go of anything. All it is about focusing in a new direction. The rest just takes care of itself. It just falls away. The people, the places, the things, the beliefs, the behavior patterns. It's not about stopping or letting anything go. It's about changing our focus onto something new. Because once you do that, you're not thinking about the other thing anymore. You're not doing the other thing. You're doing the new thing.
Yeah, because focus is energetic currency. So that's
it creates its own new currency, meaning new people, places, jobs, somebody to collaborate with if you need to collaborate to write a book. I mean, once you guys put it out there, it's just putting it out there and then bringing the people to you by your frequency. Like I was putting out there all the stuff that I want to do. I want to put out this message, but I don't know much about technology. So what do I find? Then I meet Bree. Then I meet, I'm meeting all these people in my life. And then Jessica and I had this amazing discussion the other day, typing, and her abilities and her gifts and her artwork and she's the whimsical. I'm not. She's the, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. So she's the tell me your vision and help me make that come into reality. That's what this is all about with each other too. So it's, again, like me, I'd be like, oh my God, I get this idea to write a book. And then all of a sudden I choke because, I don't know nothing about writing a book and I can't write and blah, blah. No, but the universe will bring you the people that you do need to help you write that book. You don't need to do it if you can't. It's the idea of allowing, I don't think, I know for sure. I used to think I was a good writer until I figured out what good writing what actually was. and then I realized I don't need to be a good writer to write a book. All I need to do is attract the people who do good writing to bring them into my field of awareness. That's all I need to do. And that will come. So whether it's a book, Liliana, or anything else, I hope that you can come away from this today feeling even just a little bit better about the circumstances. Because remember, guys, circumstances don't matter. Only our state of being matters, because it's our state of being that creates the next set of circumstances. So I hope that this gathering can help you come away with a better perspective about your own power, your own gifts, and the reason why you co-created this particular situation. That's how we grow.
Yes, it already feels better.
I'm so happy. Yes. And we're here for you. We're here to help you and support you and listen, when you need to talk. And that doesn't mean we always have the answers, you guys, because remember, she answered her own question. Maybe I need to write a book about this. The answer is always in the question, you guys. It's always there. This is what I've been finding out. And it's each of us needs to teach each other that. The answer is right there. It's always there. Sometimes we just aren't asking the right question. Or maybe we're not asking it the right way. Instead of asking the question, why did this happen to me? Like Bree said, wait a minute. Maybe I'm not asking, how did this help me and others? How did that help others? How did it help me? And sometimes we don't even know. Like I said, I heard someone's watching. Someone's watching to see how you handle the situation, because you're giving someone else permission to walk away from something that they, you know what, Liliana, let me ask you this. If you could have walked away 5 years ago, knowing that you didn't give a rat's ass about the money, would you have left?
I don't know.
Well, right. Because we don't necessarily, we continue to do things that are not good for us because we have belief systems put into place that that thing is less painful than the other alternative.
Yeah.
And so the idea is 5 years ago, the idea was too painful of what would happen if you walked away from something that you didn't resonate with anymore, because the fear of something of it not working out the way you wanted to kept you from doing something that, you know what I mean, from leaving something that wasn't good for you. That's, I think, what we're trying to go at is, if you write a book or you share this, like right now, you've just shared this with all this information. It just went out there to the YouTube public world. Can you imagine now the people that you have helped but for them going, you know what? I am not going to spend not one more day in this situation. I am no longer going to look at it as a waste of time, energy, money, nothing, because now I see it as the gift that it is, and it's showing me what I don't want. And I am not going to prolong this agony for myself. Not one more day. I'm leaving right now.
Yeah. But I don't know, Wendy, wasn't only about the money. I don't understand me when I hit the 15 years. It was just like a pushing. It's like, well, yeah, I wanted to finish the 20 years, but it wasn't just about the money. It was
Oh, no, of course it's not just about the money. Not at all. It never is about just one thing.
Yes, it was some kind of energy that was just like, what about if I get out? What about if I just stay in? I'm just going to do one more year. And until now, but then again, I don't know. I mean, I just don't even understand my own self why I pushed myself into that,
Because you had to get the rubber band back so far in order to catapult yourself further. If you wouldn't have done that, the book would have never been written.
Yes.
This story you're telling right now would have never been told. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm. Yes. That's true. And I will have never understand all these, situations that.
Yep.
I mean, I put myself into.
This is what light languages helps me do, you guys. Go ahead, Ivy.
So many times we make decisions out of fear, and we think we're making the best decision, but it's a fear of, what am I going to do if I don't have a job? What'll I do if I don't have the benefits? And, in my own life, I realized how many decisions I made out of fear over the years. And then I go, oh my God, all those mistakes, how stupid of me. But it's like, no. Those were all lessons. They brought me to this point. And all along the way, when I was in darker places, my light was doing its thing there. And that was part of the intent of me going through those things, was for the illumination and the lessons that they brought me, so that I could help other people once I got to the point where I was not operating out of fear anymore, and realized how,
you're
like that.
being able to change your focus.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, go. Yes, absolutely. Go ahead, Al. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about changing our focus. It's about focused on another things that are more important, like making the direction of the energy to another dimensional space that will make us make our reality a better place to live.
Absolutely. This is really profound, you guys. See what I mean about going into completely different directions than I thought, but yet,
and
we all know what we need on a higher level.
And as soon as you take the fear out of the equation, the answers that are of a higher frequency just happen automatically.
Exactly.
It's just getting the fear away.
And
that void is filled by the light.
So many times they've told me that it's fear or love. There is no, you know what I mean? It's love, because if you're in fear, that means you're not loving something. Whether it's yourself or something, your circumstances or whatever. So absolutely.
Exactly.
I would like to share something about
And
self-love. Oh, I'm sorry, Ivy.
Oh,
There's
go
a
ahead.
delay. Go on, Ivy.
oh, no, go ahead. No, self-love is more relevant.
Well, I want to hear
Bree.
what you have to say. I just wanted to
I'll say it later.
Okay, I just wanted to mention something that I heard the other day from a really beautiful lady. She has a YouTube channel, Lori Ladd, LORIELADD. Her information has really been resonating with me recently, and she does a really good job of like just explaining how we're going through these shifts and how we need to be kind to ourselves. So anytime I'm in that place where I'm like, oh my God, and my mind is going, light languages is the first thing that I automatically do for myself. But I also like to listen to uplifting information, and Lori does a really good job of sharing that. But she was talking on her video the other day about how she had information come through from the Syrians. Tomorrow, again, is the Lion's Gate. And so Syrian energy is really strong right now because it is like a portal, like it's an alignment of, we should talk about all of that maybe at the end. But so she shared from the Syrians, they gave her an analogy of looking at ourselves like the unconditional love most people feel from looking at a newborn baby. The instant that you look at a newborn baby, most people go into this feeling of just like, oh my gosh, this just purity. It's complete innocence. It's complete, like there's no wrong that this child has done. There's nothing that this child could do that is good or bad. It is just a being existing in its purest, newest form. And so this can be a helpful exercise. I like that she shared that because I have used that analogy to explain to people over the years. So it's cool to come through her. Looking at ourselves with that frequency of unconditional love, that energy of unconditional love that we can feel by getting into that space of how do I feel? And maybe it's not a newborn baby. It's different for everybody. You know, when I look at my cat, you know, it's just like that purity, that pure, that is the frequency that will assist us by turning that lens from that thing that we love so much unconditionally onto ourselves. That is the God source, God, goddess source view of us. And that is what we can use.
And even since you said that, Bree, too, you know, you guys, even when we're having a difficult situation like that, just simply shifting your focus to something that makes you feel that way on purpose, that's the point of knowing I can shift this if I think of something that makes me feel that way, such as everybody has their thing. Is it a baby? Is it a puppy? Is it a kitty? There's something that people look at that triggers that overwhelming feeling of unconditional love. And in that moment, if you're feeling something, doesn't matter what you're going through. The point is, if you can shift your focus away and only think about something that makes you feel that way, even if it's just for a couple of seconds, you've literally shifted your frequency. So now you're a lot less likely to spiral into all the other thoughts that get attached to that first thought. You have chosen to a new frequency of which will allow you to spiral with new thoughts, simply because I'm pissed off at this situation right now and I'm on purpose going to go watch funny videos or something that's going to make me happy or feel love, simply because I know, even if I don't know how to unthink my way out of this right now, I know if I go just focus on something else for a few minutes, that does make me feel that way that Bree just said. Because if we could all see ourselves as God, guide, source, mother, father looking down at us, cradling us, that is how they feel about us. And that's what we need to remember in that moment. Just like Bree said, if you can go back to that frequency, you have now just shifted your perspective of how source sees you. And sometimes, you guys, I will say, seeing yourself as the way source sees you can be very upsetting. It can be very scary. It can be overwhelmingly emotional because
That's a
we are
good
not, we're so designed to not see that in ourselves.
Judge.
Freak out when we recognize it.
Yes.
And we go, oh, I can't love myself like that. What would people think if I loved myself like that?
Yeah.
They would love you too.
And then the fear of,
Exactly.
will that be narcissistic of me? Will that be too egoic?
Yeah,
Oh my
right.
gosh, if I go out in the
Love
world
myself?
and I express, yeah, are people going to judge me
Yeah,
for
but who cares?
loving myself?
Do it.
No.
And
You are emitting the energy of you accept who you are.
let's face it, you guys, how many people, when you see people out in the world doing what they want and loving themselves, don't you sometimes hate those people because you wish you could love themselves as much as they do? And
No.
unabashedly, you wish that you could be that person that loves themselves so much that they have no fear or shame about loving themselves. And you go, I want that. I want to be able to do that. So isn't it funny that those of us who shy away from being that person are doing an injustice, because you're supposed to be doing that so someone else can see you doing that, because then they see, oh, wait a minute, I'm supposed to love myself. I'm supposed to be excited about myself. I'm supposed to put myself out there. Oh, you guys, see, we even started late and we're still just going these amazing directions. And I want to make sure that Will and Stefan get the opportunity to speak. I know Stefan's been actually putting wonderful things in the chat here. And I wanted to thank you again for all your kind comments. And I'm loving that you're here and that you're sharing all of this information. Is there anything that you'd like to share today? You don't have to, just giving you the opportunity if you'd like to.
Of course, Stefan.
Yeah. So you will have to unmute yourself. I can do it for you if you're having a hard time finding it. It should be at the bottom left of your screen. But I don't want to unmute you if you're not ready, you know. So if you want to type in the chat, if either of you want to share and you're having a hard time finding the unmute button, just let me know and I can help out with that. So yeah, let us know. Maybe you're not at your computer.
And that's okay too. That's okay too. So, and it's late, and it's plus it's late there too. So a lot of people, you know, if it's late, people are kind of chilling out and don't want to be on camera, and you know,
yeah,
in their feety pajamas.
Well, Will, I'd like to go to you next then.
Hey,
but
Will.
really quickly, I just wanted to read some of the beautiful, oh my gosh, we have, again, another amazing discussion going on in our YouTube live chat. I'm so thankful for all of you. You're so amazing.
I know. I'm trying to follow it along. I'm so excited, you guys.
People share is just so incredible. Jody Lynn Runyon had said earlier, which is so exciting for me to read. She said, I wonder if that is what's happening when I hear these small light language phrases in my head. So far, when I open my mouth, nothing, haha, but still hearing it. Hopefully the door is cracking open for me. And I said, yes.
So did I. I was like, yes, it is.
So that's so exciting because sometimes it happens differently for everybody. Me personally, it was more of like when I went into that intentional activation, like I'm activating myself now, right now I'm going to start speaking light languages in that group. That's when it happened for me. And then the telepathy started. I had opened the door. I realized, oh, when I'm saying these syllables, it's not my imagination making it up. It's actually a language coming through from my soul, from a different fractal of me, from my guides and angels and everything in between. So thanks, Jody. And then also Light Bright Ascension had said, I do feel like light language had saved my life, which stemmed from finding Wendy and joining her and Will in Hangout.
Oh, you guys.
My God.
You
Oh my God.
guys.
Like,
Wow.
I mean, yeah, just hard to come up with.
That's humbling.
Yeah. Thank you for
That's
sharing
really,
that. And
but see, you guys, this is why I do this, because there was people who did this before me who I couldn't thank enough, because I was watching them and they were a part of my awakening process. And I was so grateful to them that I wanted to be able to do the same. And so thank you guys for sharing that energy exchange with me. That was amazingly beautiful. And yes, Jody, you've been around us long enough now that it's happening. It's already happening. It's part of your life. It's part of your process. And if you're hearing it and dreaming about it, or you're hearing it in your head, yes, it's very well possible that it's only a matter of time for you. Yes, absolutely.
And for some people, they start to actually speak it and have astral recall. Like that happened to my friend,
Yes.
where he's not speaking it yet on Earth in his 3D reality. However, he's having dreams and memories of his astral experiences where he's very fluently having these light language conversations. And he's like, is that the beginning of my activation? Yes. He's remembering speaking it in other realities.
Yeah, and that's, I think that's kind of similar to Ivy's experience too, in that she's getting them in her mind, in her head, in her dreams, but it's not out with the throat chakra yet. And again, don't put too many expectations on you guys, on yourselves, because it, actually, again, it just trying too hard actually may prevent it, from happening. But I'm not discouraging anybody from singing, chanting, toning, listening to other light language people, me included, and Will, Bree, listening to all these other different languages actually really does help kind of connect the dots, if you will. So yeah, Will, too, if you want to let everybody know too about your hangout tomorrow.
You just did. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Excellent. So tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, Wendy and I need water.
Yeah, I know. And
water is life.
I thought that was funny too, Will. I thought it was funny when you put 9 p.m. Eastern, because I was like, oh, that's 8 o'clock my time. 8 at 8 o'clock. Wow, cool.
Yeah, I knew you would like that. It's convenient for me. There's other things I'm doing during the day, so getting back at 9 o'clock is going to be a challenge anyway. But we're doing a Lionsgate hangout tomorrow night on my channel, Reiki with Will, and there'll be a Zoom participation link that if you wish to join us, speak a little light language or anything, we'll be doing some activations. I'm sure people will be channeling some pretty good information.
How do you want to handle putting that link out? Are you opening that up to the public? Do you want to put the link out there? How do people get the link if they want to join your hangout?
Right. It'll probably end up being in the YouTube chat or one of the comments. There'll be a waiting room. So any suspect joiners, we're not manifesting that anyway. So so come join us tomorrow night. It's just going to be total awesomeness. We're going to, if you're having, big energy week or anything like that, we'll help assimilate those energies. We'll help get in the now and help bring out your own true authentic self. So they're already talking. So let me just speak some light language. Arhani sa achara saku nara hariyata ahasa artsakuna arhariyata arasha sakanana arhatakuta nanahasi yarharasi chaya ka atara huwa askanana hata atiti kachukuru yarana nara sachia saka arna hasa atadiriana hasa irioko osha shashaya ananaya satatiwiyana Arharsia tara nani kachikodo noaya
Arharsia Chiarina, Arhatikia Nana Harasoja, Urawa Harasatanania, Shashaya Arranana Artetiria Tarsanana Hirkoa, Arharkia Nana Harasatatiria Tananasa, Arihakanana Harasanana Yukutokura Harawashia, Yasanahi Sakaya Tanana Usohuto Shasha, Yaharahatininiana. Arihakananaskaya Shashayeso Utuku Shashaya Nanariata Hananahasa Uturu Saharia Takanani Sukuto Uruhutaria Tatakaskanahyacha Arhatia Tarisana Nahrukuturu Nahurota Harsasi Chikitanaua Yaharia Tatasari Takanani Hisatara Dokoya Yesaya Hiharna Harseti Tekarsana Harta Saharnihi Charsananigo Nonohuru Hurtakashashia Yahara Hananania Takari Satanani Sakaturu Tukuana Yatsanane Hisakatakar Huru Sawatina Saharia Takanana Sahaya Kata Shashi Sokonohuru Hutunu Shiananaria Namaste, Niaska, he had Tanidia.
Naragasta Shikiato Sinotor Inkesh and Notori Akaya no no do Eko Yashan Tekia. So that yo Gyashanoi. All I heard was I gotta end it with a laugh. I gotta end it with some levity. It was like I was hearing Miyashoreke, like we've covered some really deep track. I keep hearing deep tracks. We've laid some deep tracks today. Wow. Si toshana kila kisa sote la kona kashatere ke miyashata sote. And it's like I'm here. It's like I hear, and I'm here to tell you, Niasote, I'm here to show you how it really is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be enjoyable. It's supposed to be light. We've been like ingrained into believing that if there's no pain, there's no gain. And they're like, you're here to see that there's another way. That you can see things from a more joyful, expansive, fun perspective, even though that you've been taught otherwise. At least anyway, that's what I was kind of getting from that, Will.
I wasn't getting anything. It was just flowing. It was just I just felt the love that was flowing through. It was just like a love poem to the universe. It's to each and everyone's hearts. It just started flowing, and it's just like, okay.
I like that. When my guides told me that a while back, they said these are light language love letters. So that's kind of how I felt just now. That and you sound so good with your with your microphone. You sound really good. Jonoto Inkashon Zumbarishana Telekinsana Sosapakochana Telekia, Sosumo Shatake, Zaru Shonotarikia, Ajonotorikila Casonotarikia. Ah, that was amazing. So much fun. You guys are awesome.
It's just so easy to watch you jump onto the vibration. And Nadia, I love you, Wendy. Yeah,
I think the first time I met Will, I had already known him a couple of years, I think it was. And the first time I met him, I think I knocked him over because I hugged him so hard. I came flying in the room, went bam.
Well, I'm going to do the same thing to you a week from Friday.
So yeah, I'm getting really excited about that, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm excited about Bree coming to Tennessee and checking out my new digs. And she used to hang out at my house up north, and
I've been waiting.
yeah, so now she can. Well, it's not done, but it is what it is. But that's okay. She's
I don't care.
she's a trooper, boy.
On
Yeah,
the roof. I don't care. I'll sleep on the roof.
so
Jody Runyon had just said in the chat, I heard Lion King while Will was speaking.
Ooh.
So we got some Lionsgate, Lion King energy, and the Lion, I don't know if it's still in the cinemas, but they remade the Lion King with live action, which I really want to go see because Lion King was one of my favorite movies as a child. Can you believe that? I saw it in the theater when it came out when I was, I don't know, 3 years old or something, with my mom. And I was just watching a really beautiful compilation of this little girl singing, what's her name? Crosby. Her last name's Crosby. She's all over on Facebook. She's this really young girl and she has such a good voice and she sings all these different songs. And they're becoming very popular. Anyway, there was something else I wanted to read here. I don't know where it went. I don't know. You guys are amazing. You're all so amazing. Thanks for waiting. I could not I will be honest. I was surprised at how long some of you guys waited for us to get started.
You're so sweet. You guys are troopers, man. I was thinking they're all long gone. Nobody's going to be waiting around. And you're like an hour later, you're like, yeah, we're still here.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was so touching. I want you guys to know how much your support means to us.
Yes.
And how, we're doing these to gather people to talk about this, to share experiences. And yeah, it almost didn't happen today, but everything lined up. We bought this Zoom room so that we could do our live streaming event next week. So we just happened to have this paid Zoom room.
Do you see how that worked out too, you guys? Because Bree's like, well, you know what? We just bought the Zoom room for the webinar for the live stream. She says, why don't we just use that for today? So see how all that worked out? I mean,
yeah. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
There's a reason why the sun and the new moon and the sun are both in Leo right now. And tomorrow's the Lion's Gate. So this is big, big lion energy, you guys, big lion energy. And I know I'm hoping that will have done some of his, will impart some of his Lion's Gate knowledge upon us tomorrow, since I'm terrible with research.
What? You don't know me by now? I just show up and start channeling this stuff.
No, that's my job.
That's why we're co-hosting. Somebody else can say, the human things that we need to hear to allow it. There's so many write-ups. Go look it up online if you need the human interaction. But if you're having a difficult energy week and you need an energetic hug, show up. Or you want to take off your human clothes and be your awesome self, show up. Or if you just want to hear the light language, show up. Anyway, show up.
Just be there. Yes,
show up and shine and glitter.
Shina koya totore shamala koke ashana silo koke atari shinu koro sateshiki sitoya no koro koshete kiyata shara.
Are we going to hear you, Jessica?
Oh,
come on, just
I was just sparkling because you said shine, so I was like, that's what we do.
Right. Do you speak?
Did you share your link? What is your
Yeah,
channel?
he did. It's Reiki with Will.
I put it in the YouTube live chat.
And yeah, Bree put it in the YouTube live chat. So yeah, you guys, if you want to interact with live chat just like this, or in the room tomorrow, whatever. See how
Get involved. Community.
And yes, Jessica is a very sparkly person. We all are. That's what I love about this room. We're all very sparkly people. Did you want to share anything, Stefan? I just wanted to give you another chance before we say goodbye and stuff. And you don't have to. That's one of the things I want to let everybody know. You don't have to. Just being here is amazing. Yeah,
Yeah, I wonder if he's just listening. He said, I don't have a microphone nor a webcam. Aw, well.
Oh, okay. Well,
thanks for chatting, though.
Thanks for hanging out. And yeah, he's been chatting in the side chat and stuff. So thank you for all of that.
If there's anything you would like to add by typing, you can type it, and I would be so happy and honored to read your comment. I think we have gone over everything today we wanted to at least mention.
Yeah, I mean,
go to Wendy's website and check out her events tab to see information about next week. Friday and Saturday, our event, Power and Purpose of Light Language, is going to be in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Tickets are still on sale. They will be closing on Friday at noon Eastern time.
Oh, and Bree,
are closing on Friday at noon Eastern.
So the tickets are closing on Friday. And then was there also a deadline if you're booking the hotel room to get the discount rate?
I think
or was there
was a discount, but it got extended. And to be honest, I would have to double check to see if it's still in effect.
We weren't sure if you had to book the room by the 8th or something.
Talk to us if you guys have any questions about that.
I think it was if you had to book, I think you had to book the room by the 8th or the 9th in order to take advantage of the discount rate that they were offering.
Yeah,
for the
it's
event.
something like that. Yeah.
So I just wanted to make sure that was clarified, that if you wait, you may not get the room discount if you're actually coming. But then we also opened it up to the live stream as well. So
yep. So the live stream's on there. The live streaming will be actually viewable until Wednesday, August 23rd at 11:30 p.m. Eastern time. That's the cutoff for watching the live stream, but you have to buy the tickets by Friday noon Eastern time to be able
in order to get the live stream.
Yep.
Okay. And then
if you can't watch,
just out of curiosity, some people have asked, do you know if the video itself will be available for sale later on after the live stream, or is it only to the live stream people who will have the access to the video?
We have not finalized that decision yet.
Okay. I was just curious.
I don't want to say anything about it because it has not.
Because we don't know yet. Okay. So I don't know yet, the guy. So I don't know.
Maybe.
Okay,
that's what
it's a possibility, but we don't know that yet. Okay, so I just because someone had asked.
Stay tuned.
And something that I wanted to mention that my guides wanted me to mention today to you guys too in closing is that there was something that I learned about the crystal skulls and about light languages and the information that's embedded into them. Much of this information I've been getting downloaded over the last few years. Some of the stuff has only recently come to light in some recent Bashar events that I've been listening to, but something that came to me this morning that my guides wanted to say was that one of the things that used to happen with the crystal skulls is that the masters would sit around chanting to the skulls in order to access the information that the skulls hold. And so something that they said to me this morning was they said that, and I know this sounds a little cliche and a little sparkly and maybe even a little Basharism, but I heard in my head, enchanting is enchanting. That is where you got the word. So enchanting, you become enchanted and you become magical. And this really goes along with this whole idea of throat chakra today. You see, guys, I have not once cleared my throat since the beginning of the hangout. It's as if whatever was there has released itself now. And in chanting, for those of you who are interested in activating or light languages, or I want to invite all of you to literally envision, if you can use anything you want, if you want to use my little crystal skull, this is made out of purple jade, which actually Bree picked this up for me from the Crystal Master shop in Chicago, right after he made his transition. And these carry very special powers. And they invited me to invite all of you to begin chanting more often, whether it's in your mind, whether it's in hangouts, whether it's out in the, in nature. Because this, and if you want, you can use the permission slip as any crystal skull. Just envision it in your mind. You can use mine or any at all, and literally use that intention of chanting to become enchanted. In other words, to release that magical within you, and asking for the information that you need on any given day from the crystal skulls, and asking to receive the information and be more aware of the reception of this information. So it was just something I was guided to share with you guys today as kind of an unlocking mechanism, if you will. And so I just wanted to share a little bit of that information with you. And just like with light language, following your highest passion, no matter, there's Breeze. And that's the same one you got. Did you get it at the same place, Bree, right? At the same day? Yeah.
Yes, I did. And actually this is the Infinite.
Oh, that's the Infinite. That is a very powerful stone, you guys. That Infinite, I have a piece here too. That is one of the most powerful stones. And these two skulls actually are connected to each other, and they are connected to the crystal skulls. I'm telling you guys that right now with every confidence, and I'm telling you that right now. So they told me that, my guide told me that yesterday, and I got the confirmation today. So
interesting.
And these two, and because Bree bought them, and because of the guy who made them, and because of your and my connections and our connections to the pyramids, I have many things that I wanted to share with you about these ideas. And if you guys are also invited to put your energy out to the area of Florida, Cuba, the Bermuda Triangle, the Bahamas, Puerto Rico, all of that. I'm getting tingles, you guys. I'm telling you, this is where we are going to be looking for the master skull. And this is our way of chanting to become enchanted and actually talk to these skulls and talk to all the master skulls, so that all of you watching today, or anytime you watch, can begin to tap into the information that is embedded into these skulls. And I intentionally connected my skulls to the crystal skulls, and being that Bree's showing me hers right now, they're telling me ours are also connected. And she actually went and picked these up for me and then gave them to me when I saw her. Or did you ship them? I forget. And either way,
shipped them. The reason why I bought this one is because Infinite is a very limited. There's a very limited supply on the earth. Yep. And it came from, I think, two different mines. One, I don't even want to say this, it might be inaccurate. I think it was in Africa, but I can't even remember.
I think you're right.
Yeah. One was in Africa and one was somewhere else. And the guy, the crystal master who had the store in Chicago, had hookups to these people who worked in the mines. And that's the only reason he was able to get the stone and there's not much left of it on the earth.
Right.
I don't know if they're still, I think they closed the mines. I think the mines are closed now. So this stone can no longer be found. But it's very powerful for connecting to past lives. This infinite stone is often used in connecting to our awareness of past lives and healing them. And the reason I picked this one is because there's this, there, you see this strip right here that shines.
Yep.
And it goes around the whole thing.
Wow.
So the whole thing has this shiny line. And I put this on a credit card, which I have still not paid off. That was a few years ago. That's how drawn I was to this skull. And that gets into financial things I don't need to discuss right now. But I felt as though I needed to have this, and that was the only way I could purchase it at the time, was putting it on a credit card.
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay, I thought you meant like physically placing it on a credit card.
Oh,
I did. I thought you meant like physically placing it on a credit card. I'm like, oh, do tell about that manifestation.
well, that actually would be a topic for another.
But yeah, that is another topic for another subject for another day, you guys, because that's
Yeah.
part of a lot of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about today was part of that, about intention and the skulls and crystals, and not just but light languages, and how the information about how we can access and all of that, and what light languages has to do with it, and that there's light language. There's languages embedded in the crystal skulls from all over creation, and they're all in those crystal skulls, and we can access them through these crystal skulls, our own crystal skulls. So as we use that intention, we can actually literally ask to allow to connect to them and to embed the information into your own crystal skulls in your own homes, and be able to access the information each and every one of you needs specifically. And I don't need to tell Will either that lots of information that's come through in the last week, especially with this to do with crystal skulls, has a lot to do with things you and I have talked about over the last few years, and your part and our part in discovering the master skulls and what light languages has to do with all of that. So it's all been a pretty interesting.
Is this also connected to the paw of the Sphinx?
Well, I would say definitely. And it's interesting that you even bring it up, because that's a whole nother layer of that idea as well. And they, it's a lot of that. It has to do with that and connecting the crystals and Atlantia. I keep calling it Atlantis. And how the crystal skulls were created. And if any of you, I will put the link in the description, if any of you are interested, on Bashar's website, where he discusses this information about the 13 skulls. I highly recommend it if it's anything that you're remotely interested in it. The information in there was very validating and confirming for me, because it confirmed a lot of stuff I've been downloaded over the last few years. Plus, of course, I learned a lot more, a lot as well. But this is not an accident. It's not an accident that I met Bree. That we have these crystal skulls, that I've met Will, that he and I have talked about it. Beth, if you're still out there, I don't know, somehow you're connected to all this too. All of us are in this room from Light Bright Ascension. So every one of us, there was no accident. I was supposed to bring this up today. So hey, Stefan. Oh, he just unmuted, but I didn't know if he was able to have a microphone yet. Somehow, you guys, I don't understand. I'm still connecting the dots myself, but somehow this has something to do with the Lion's Gate. Yeah. And it has to do with Egypt, and it has to do with the pyramids all over the world. And
so I'm chuckling here.
Yeah, go ahead, Will. Yeah,
no, we will talk more about the Sphinx. We will talk about Egypt.
Okay.
We will talk about the crystal skulls. Yes,
okay.
They are all relevant, and it is way too much information. We won't even touch on
I know.
But once we're done broadcasting, we need to talk because
Okay.
they're severely talking.
Aseto yashana. Okay.
Achi arahana atikotari taka arnora tasaka ara hasakatiri acha arahanana ura ursa hachi wutukurusa ya harsanani arasukudia artakarsanani ya katar isa urwashai arakachi aranano urhusukuja ayasukur wari yachishi aranano yasako. The codes for your skulls, the codes for your ascension are within. The doorway for your ascension is open within. I want to use their words. Do you dare enter your own doorway? Be not afraid. Shall only receive your truth. About your unlimited nature. And the benevolence that awaits with your abundance.
Tiashonate kia sanasate eshanasato wanana ke esanasate she semoshonataria kinina manakote yashanatoniana make shirokotia kashanasete ikia sonosopa yashanateki kiamashe kiamashe tea te kiamanakosa sepo ashanatea tai shanasatorikia. Yeah, this definitely, you guys, this goes into lots of layers. So we'll take these threads another day, because this also has to do with Tout, the emerald tablets. Yes, Shamote. I saw your note, Jessica. And he was just talking about Tote and the emerald tablets and its relationship to all of this. So there's a definite reason why I was supposed to bring this up to all of you that are in this room today, and any of you that are watching. They just now said, planting the seeds. So thank you all for being with us again today. Thank you for your patience. And as we were delayed today, and yeah, this will probably be the new format. So we'll be working on all of that. I hope that as many of you are able to join us in Florida as can. If you can't, please do, if you're able to, join us on the live stream.
We have something I have to say about that.
Sure,
Hotel cutoff. The cutoff for the hotel discount is tomorrow, August 8th.
Okay.
So for people coming in person, please purchase your hotel room before or by tomorrow.
That's what I thought. I thought there was a deadline for that 100 for the discount on the room, because otherwise the room rates go way up.
Yeah, we have a nice discount. So yeah, that's a good note. And
Jody Reiki Medium 3333 says, holy cow, had a flush of hot energy rush through me. That's exactly how I felt too. It's and I'm wearing the Sasani crystal again, you guys too. So the very powerful information is being transmitted through all of this and through all of this and the skulls and through all of us, and each and every one of you are all a part of this. So very important. And for those of you who stopped in, Sean, I'm sorry. I know it's late in Ireland. I know he didn't get a chance to speak again. I'm so sorry, Sean. Sometimes I don't see people coming in and out always, so I do apologize if I've left anybody out. Hopefully you'll always come back and share again. Thank you all for being out there and supporting us in every way that you do in every week. And yeah, I'm really excited to let you guys know how everything went. And
reminder that next week, Wednesday, we're not going to be doing this Wednesdays with Wendy, because I will be traveling to Tennessee to see Wendy. But the following week on the 21st, I think
well, that's the plan anyway. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to have our Zoom room in place.
Yep.
So we'll have to
stay tuned on Wendy's Facebook page or on her website on the blog is where we post the information about these weekly events. So if you guys are wanting to see if we're doing it, check out those two places is where we post that
Yeah.
information.
And if you guys can join us tomorrow night with Will on his channel, that would be really awesome. Whether it's just in the YouTube chat or live hangout, it's always a spontaneous set of fun. We never know quite what's going to happen or what's good, what we're going to say or do, but that's okay because that's what we like about it. We like the spontaneity. And I want to thank all of you also personally for sharing your light with me, and to those of you who share these videos, bless me with your private sessions. If you'd like to contact me, if you want, what I'd like to do is try to consolidate the contact, where if you guys want to talk to me, if you go to my contact page on my website, it goes, when you send a contact thing, it goes directly to my website and it goes to my email. It's getting harder and harder for me to correspond with everybody in social media and on Facebook. And so it'd be much better for us if we can keep it to the website and my email. And then that way it's easier for me to keep track and address things, and address your questions, because there's like 4 or 5 different places on Facebook that I'm getting information and getting questions and messages from, and I don't want to miss you guys. So I feel really bad if I saw, oh my God, I saw somebody sent me a message a week ago on my, light language page on Facebook and I didn't see it. So, I just don't spend as much time there, as anyway. So yeah, if we could just funnel through the contact page, it goes directly to my email. I want to thank you all for your private sessions. It's been an amazing experience for me. It truly has. You guys teach me as much as I teach you. And remember, of course, we are all together, the teachers of the teachers. And every single perspective is equal to every other perspective in creation. You are just as important and matter just as much and are as crucial to creation as everything else in creation. It doesn't matter what realm, what level, what vibration, what frequency, you are as important. Something I have to be reminded by my guides on a daily basis. Because I also came here to forget, so that I could come here to remember by all you enchanting people. You beings, physical and non-physical, thank you for being with us today. And every other day that you're here with us. Thank you, Bree. Thank you, Will. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Jessica, it's been wonderful meeting you here today. Thank you so much. Liliana, Stefan, Elle, of course, Ivy, thank you so much. I'm always excited beyond words, and to each and every one of you out there who have shared in the comments today, thank you so much. I love you all. Mahala Kashina Sota Seta. Now I'm going to try to figure out here how I can.
It's me, Wendy.
Oh, is it? Oh, you got it? Okay.
Yep, I got it. Got it. So,
she's got it. She's got the reins. So with that, I bid you all an enchanting good day. La sota se kia note karakochana la se. Mahala. Namaste. Kashinote.